Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from First Energy Stadium. We're getting set for the first in this 6-game series between the Reading Fightin' Phils and the Bowie Baysox. Glad you're with us. Matt Sabatis with you from Reading, Pennsylvania. What a Mother's Day it was for Bowie out at Prince George's Stadium just 2 days ago. A doubleheader sweep against the Harrisburg Senators, and most notably, the 11th no-hitter in Bowie Baysox history. Garrett Stallings firing 6 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts and only 2 walks. Morgan McSweeney polishing it off with a perfect 7th inning to beat Harrisburg 4-0. But Game 2 was just as fun. It was a very tightly contested Game 2. The Baysox squeaked a run across in the 4th inning against starter Steven Fuentes, a great ground ball pitcher. But then later on, it was Joey Ortiz coming up and playing hero to start out the 6th inning. Ortiz, only 4 for 13 when leading off the frame this season, smoked a solo home run to left center field, breaking a 1-1 tie and giving Bowie the 2-1 win. That was a much-needed win in a 1-run game for the Baysox, too. They had lost each of their last 3 games decided by 1 run after winning 2 of their first 3. So now they're back into the mix. They're back feeling it as they're settling in to this tightly contested Southwest Division. Meanwhile, on the other end, the Reading Fightin' Phils, I should say, are struggling just a tad. They're one of the most tenured teams in the Eastern League, yes, but they're on a bit of a downspin as the entire Phillies organization has. Most of their teams have been faltering in their respective leagues. They're outside of pretty much any of the standings in the Northeast Division. We can tell you about standings in a little bit, but the Fightins have a league-worst .203 batting average so far, and their ERA is the 3rd highest in the league at .504. So they play in a notably hitter-friendly stadium here at First Energy Stadium, but we'll have to see because they're actually bottom half in the league in home runs allowed, and that goes to the same for home runs allowed at home. They've only allowed 2 more home runs at home than they have on the road, so it's actually not that far-fetched of numbers that have been put together by Reading. It's just interesting. Bowie comes in today's game, 26th game of the season, a 12-13 record, a 2-game winning streak for the Baysox. They're 3 games out of first place right now, but they're still only 4-6 over the last 10 and 4-7 when playing on the road. They really need to bounce back with this one. And again, fortunately, as they play outside their division, it's a lot more top-heavy in the Northeast Division this season. And these bottom 3-4 teams, they're struggling a little bit more. So Bowie might be able to make some good work over Reading and gain some ground in their division with this interleague battle. Meanwhile, the Fightins come in for game number 28 this season, an 11-16 record. They're riding a 3-game win streak, but they are still 6.5 games out of first place. They're 6-4 over their last 10, and they're only 2-7 in the 9 games that they've played here at First Energy Stadium in front of the home crowd. It's the 19th annual morning game here at the ballpark. It's a tradition unlike any other in the Eastern League. Of course, now it's a little more commonplace, and it used to be a lot earlier in the morning, but for now, it's just going to be a regular 11 o'clock start. Bowie is pretty much used to those at this point. This is going to be the 5th consecutive day game for Bowie this week. I mean, goodness, they played Wednesday and Thursday, 12 o'clock, then 11 o'clock. Then Friday and Saturday they rained out, and then Sunday the 2-day games starting at 12 and then 2:05. So it has been a bit of a test to go this early a lot of the time. The standings for both leagues right now, as Somerset leads the way for the Northeast Division. They're 17-9. Reading is in 5th, 6.5 games out. But again, the Southwest Division is much more tightly compacted. All 6 teams within 4 games of each other. Richmond still leads the pack at 16-11. Bowie is in 5th, but only 3 games back. As we get rolling with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, of course, we've got to talk to the man of the hour, Garrett Stallings, after starting the Baysox 11th no-hitter in franchise history on Sunday. Tossed 6 innings of hitless, scoreless, only 2 walks with 5 strikeouts. He's our guest next. We'll chat with Kyle Moore for our weekly catch-up a little bit later in the week, but we've definitely got to get a good vibe out of Garrett Stallings and see what he had to say of the historic performance. We'll step aside, be right back in just a little bit from First Energy Stadium. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
It's a very special day at Prince George's Stadium on Saturday, June 18th that you don't want to miss. The Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration sponsored by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Fans that get to the game will have a chance to bid on game-worn Baysox jerseys, with all proceeds going to benefit the Clemente Foundation. Again, don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of Baysox history on Saturday, June 18th with the Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration, and you can get your tickets now at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
We're back in on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, getting ready for the Baysox and the Fightins here from First Energy Stadium. Matt Sabat is joined by Garrett Stallings, and of course we've got to say it on air, first and foremost. Congrats, man. That was a heck of a feat you picked up on Sunday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was super fun and super special moment to be a part of.
Did you talk to your mom at all before or after the game about it?
Yeah, I didn't even know. My parents actually made a last-minute decision to come up for the game, so that was a pretty special Mother's Day gift for her.
Yeah. Of course, one of the main questions that you always ask after a game like this, were you scoreboard watching it all? Did you pay attention to it as the innings progressed?
Yeah, not until, 4th or 5th I was kind of aware of what was going on, but didn't really change my approach, really just going after them, and it was a really cool moment once we secured the last out.
Again, here with Garrett Stallings on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Picked up the no-hitter, the 6-inning shutout, followed by Morgan McSweeney's perfect 7th. An incredible feat over Harrisburg on Sunday. You worked a lot of ground balls on Sunday. What's it like to have such a stellar infield defense to really be able to rely on them whenever you need?
It's incredible. You can trust those guys with anything, Jordan and Gunner made a bunch of plays behind me, and it just seemed super routine, getting a lot of weak contact, and before you know it, they were slinging it over to first for an out, and, I'm on to the next guy. So it's really reassuring having guys like that behind me, and Dash over there who can scoop anything. It's an awesome feeling, especially being a pitcher who gets a lot of ground balls.
Overall, what pitch was working best for you over the day?
Yeah, I'd say my changeup was pretty a constant the whole day. It got a lot of swings and misses. I was, throwing my 5-pitch mix at them, and the slider got a lot better as the day went on to get a few strikeouts at the end. But, they looked uncomfortable the whole day, and I didn't necessarily want to change my approach, so it worked out well.
What was it like having your anticipated start pushed back a couple of days because of the rainouts? Do you get feeling a little bit anxious, or do you feel like that makes you a little more restful? What's it like?
Yeah, I think, both. I think if anything, got a few days extra rest. If anything, it just changes your routine a little bit. It's hard to play catch when it's pouring down rain all the time, but, you got to do what you got to do. So it ended up working out well. We responded well, getting the 2 wins on the doubleheader leading into a road trip, which is always what you want.
And I remember reading somewhere back when the Baysox were visiting Richmond, back when you were in high school, you had actually thrown a perfect game, if I'm not mistaken, against a Richmond area team. Was that the last time you'd put together something like that?
Yeah, it was against Benedictine, which all my uncles and aunts went to, which was pretty cool, and they were all there to watch that as well. So I think they all sent me some well wishes while I was in Richmond, and put something special together when we were back here in Bowie. So, nothing that you can plan for, but, when you got it going, you want to go after it strong. So super fun for me and, Morgan and the whole team, because it's, a team effort. So.
Did you and Morgan celebrate it all afterwards, or just turn the focus and the quick attention on the game too?
Anything. I went to go celebrate with my mom after, but, he did send me a text message later in the night. He goes, I don't realize how cool of a moment that was. Everyone had been reaching out and got a lot of love and support from friends and family. So, 11th time in Baysox history is pretty neat, and hopefully we can do it again.
Again, here with Garrett Stallings on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Now, your main throwing partner is Ryan Watson. He's shifted into a starting role now after piggybacking you for the first couple of starts of the season. What have been some of the improvements that you've seen from him as his throwing partner?
He's put a ton of work on this offseason, just moving better, a lot more aware of his body. And honestly, I think he's just not out there thinking too much. I think if anything, when a pitcher's in a groove, the gears start turning a little bit. And, he's just trying to fine-tune things here and there. But, he's the most electric guy to watch on our team right now. And, he's always trying to get better, which is always a dangerous combo as well. So, super happy for him and wishing him the best.
Now, off the baseball topics for just a quick moment, you've got one of the best beards on the team. What's your daily routine there?
You just got to let it grow. Everyone, it's like, hey, I wish I had a beard like that. I tell them, stop shaving, I clean it up nice, though, on the top, and I like to be well-groomed, so take care of it, but the secret's letting it grow.
Yeah. And then one last question I like to ask this of everyone on the road trips. You get back to the hotel after a long day at the park. Maybe you just finished up a start, or maybe it's your off day, doesn't matter. You get back, you pop open the laptop and put on your favorite streaming service. What's the go-to show that you put on?
So me and Ryan Conroy have been watching a lot of Last Kingdom, I think it's called. Okay. It's kind of like a Viking show. We've been watching an episode here or there, but they're a little over an hour long, so we don't always have the time to put it on. So
you get in one episode, and that's the end of the day.
That's the nightcap for us, but that's what we're watching right now.
All right, well, thanks for the time, Garrett. Really appreciate it, and again, congrats on the big accomplishment on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Garrett Stallings here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We'll step aside, be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Back in with more of the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from First Energy Stadium. Matt Sabatas with you. Game one of this 6-game series between the Baysox and the Reading Fightin' Phils. Haven't had the chance to walk you through today's starting pitching matchup today. It's going to be Griffin McClarty going for Bowie, while Noah Skiro gets the nod for Reading. Now, it should be an interesting one for McClarty specifically. He does have some starting experience, but this is going to be just his second start of the season. He made a spot start with Aberdeen, but only tossed 3 innings, and this is only his second appearance overall with Bowie. And the real kicker for McClarty is that while he's still kind of too green to make accurate notes and maybe some predictions about what you can expect out of this one, the only thing you can kind of glean from his Double-A debut against Richmond is that he did allow 2 home runs in a notable pitcher's park in this league, and this is a much different ballpark. This is well known as a hitter's ballpark. It's much older, and of course back then, balls weren't flying out at the high volume that they have been here since the turn of the century. So it will be interesting to see how quickly he might attack down and in to see if he will be able to get some of those quick outs or be trying for the strikeouts. Could go either way. On the other end, though, Skiro, I mentioned it before, he's ping-ponged back and forth between some of his starts this season. He had 5 strong innings in one start, including his debut this season, then gave up 4 runs in the next. Then 5 strong innings of 1-run ball to follow, and he's coming off of 4 runs in 4 1/3 innings in his last start. So there's a couple of different ways that this could go. He's a bit inconsistent. He can be a bit wild. It is the morning. It is a bit gusty, but it's coming in from straightaway center field, so the ball could really play well or difficult when it gets into the air, depending on how the fielders can perceive it. So let's go ahead and walk you through today's starting lineup for both sides. Bowie will lead off with Hudson Haskin, followed by Gunnar Henderson and Jordan Westberg batting second and third. Now that's the same 1-2-3 that we've been seeing in the lineup so far, especially with Adam Hall still on the injured list, so no changes there. But J.D. Mundy has shifted up into the 4 slot, and I really, really like that. Mundy has been seeing the ball very, very well. He's got hits in 6 of his last 8 games at the plate, a .255 average, a .769 OPS. Then you put Joey Ortiz batting 5th. He had the go-ahead home run, breaking the 1-1 tie in Sunday's doubleheader, the second game of that twin bill. And then of the bottom 4, Greg Cullen, Shane Fontana, Maverick Handley, and Dylan Harris. Cullen, it's only going to be his 4th game, but he has already drawn 4 walks against just 2 strikeouts. While he is just 1 for 7, he's making contact and reading the pitches he needs to read well. He has only swung and missed at 3% of the pitches thrown to him so far. That's great. That's just outstanding. Shane Fontana follows. His numbers have really taken a big step in the right direction now that he's already up to a .264 average. Remember, he started 0 for 13 on the season. And then Maverick Handley and Dylan Harris rounding it out. Harris, his average is still hanging up there, .364 through 12 games with the Baysox so far. On the Reading side of things, it'll be Simone Muzziotti to lead it off. 2 for 9 this season. He's only appeared in 3 games. He had a late start, but he played plenty with Reading last year. Jalen Ortiz will follow. Then Aldrum Corridor. He's a familiar name around these parts, but it's his first season with the Fightins. He used to play with the Harrisburg Senators in that organization. After that, it'll be Logan Ohapi. 21st game of the season for him. The catcher's batting .269 with 2 homers, 13 runs driven in. Josh Ockamy will follow it up. That's the lefty struggle so far for Reading. Of the first 5 batters, 3 of them are lefties, and then it's right-handers the rest of the way. Vito Fresia will be a dangerous one batting 6th. .242 average, but a .944 OPS thanks to 5 home runs, 2 doubles, check that, 3 doubles, 13 runs driven in. Ali Castillo is going to be at third base today. You get to the 7, 8, and 9 slots in the Harrisburg lineup, or in the Harrisburg. See, that's the other problem with these 6-game series. You get caught up saying a team name for a whole week. When you switch over, you're so used to saying the last team. That's the problem with the Reading lineup, is that once you get to 7, 8, and 9, the averages, the contact numbers, they really take a dip, and you don't see that as much in Bowie's lineup. While Greg Cullen, as I mentioned, is 1 for 7, you've still got Shane Fontana, who's batting .264, and then Dylan Harris, who's batting .364 in the 7 and 9 slots, respectively. Meanwhile, 7, 8, and 9 for Reading. Ali Castillo is batting .150. Jonathan Guzman is batting only .159 in 26 games. And then Fraylin Migneti, it's just his 3rd game of the season, his 4th game, but in his first 3, he's gone just 2 for 9 with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. So again, really quickly, the lineups for both sides. Bowie will go Haskin, Henderson, Westberg, Mundy, Ortiz, Cullen, Fontana, Handley, Harris, while Reading will go Simone Muzziotti, Jalen Ortiz, Aldrum Corridor, Logan Ohapi, Josh Ockamy, Vito Fresia, Ali Castillo, Jonathan Guzman, and Fraylin Mignati. The Fightins are just getting ready to take the field now as the fans stand up and cheer for the hometown crowd. We'll step aside and get back to you in just a little bit. We've got the first pitch and all the play-by-play coming up soon. Thank you for listening to the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Up next, it's Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from First Energy Stadium here in Reading. It's game one of the six-game series between the Reading Fightin' Phils and your Bowie Baysox. Matt Sabatas with you from Reading as Noah Skira warms on the mound for the Fightins. The starting lineup for the Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off in center field, you've got Hudson Haskin, followed by Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, batting second. Jordan Westberg is at third base, batting third. J.D. Mundy at first base, bats fourth. Joey Ortiz, the second baseman, bats fifth. Greg Cullen, the DH, bats sixth. Shane Fontana in left field, bats seventh. Maverick Hanley, the catcher, bats eighth. Then Dylan Harris is in right field, batting ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Calvin Christensen is the video coordinator. Will Kelly and Lindsey Birchfield, athletic trainers. The Baysox are 12-13 on the season, a two-game winning streak, 3 games out of first place, currently in fifth. Once more, that lineup for Bowie: Haskin, Henderson, Westberg, Mundy, Ortiz, Cullen, Fontana, Hanley, Harris, all to face off against Noah Skiro on the mound. Skiro kicks a little bit of dirt out in front of the rubber and gets ready to climb the hill. First Energy Stadium, 330 down the line to both left and right field, 400 to straightaway center. First pitch home to Hudson Haskin is swung on and missed. A curveball misses in, and the count starts out at 0-1 as first pitch comes home at 11:03 p.m. on this 59-degree, beautifully sunny day here in Reading. Next pitch called a strike on the lower outside corner to Haskin, and the count opens at 0-2. Hudson on the season, a 300 even average, a 968 OPS with 5 doubles, 4 home runs. Next pitch misses wide, a slider, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Haskin's currently riding a seasons-long 3-game hitless streak. That's been the biggest issue for him. He got hit by a pitch last time. Next pitch, swing and a miss. He goes chasing on a fastball away, 96 miles an hour on the gun from Skiro, and there's one gone. Starting defense for the Fightins today, Aldrum Corridor is in left field, Simone Muziotti in center, Jalen Ortiz in right, Ali Castillo is at third base, Jonathan Guzman at short, Fraylin Mignati at second, Josh Akami at first, and Logan Ohapi is the catcher behind the plate for Noah Skiro on the mound. Here's Gunnar Henderson. First pitch to the left-hander, hits the lower inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Skiro, a 6'3", 215-pound right-hander, 23 years old, signed as an undrafted free agent in the 2020 season. Remember, the draft was much, much shorter that year. Next pitch misses down and away, and the count goes to a ball and a strike on Henderson. 309 average for Gunnar this season. Next pitch misses up and away, and the count to 2-1. He's got a 965 OPS, one of the best on the team. Still just 3 ticks below Hudson Haskins, though. Haskins at 968. Henderson, 4 doubles, 4 homers, 18 driven in. He watches the next pitch come inside. It's a slider, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Henderson, the reigning Eastern League Player of the Week, announced just yesterday after an incredible week at the plate, on the field, and on the base paths. Next pitch, spoiled foul, into the netting left side, and the count runs full here. Henderson's also good at this, running the count full. He gets it so deep into some of these plate appearances, it's made it hard for opposing starters to go deep into games. Here's the payoff. Henderson fouls it off again, this time off the top of the bat and behind the screen at home plate. Count stays. Henderson went 9 for 17 over the week against Harrisburg. Had a double, a homer, 4 steals, 4 runs driven in, 5 runs scored. Another 3-2. Down and in, ball 4. And Henderson extends his on-base streak to a league-leading 26 consecutive games. Every single game for Bowie this season, he's drawn 24 walks against just 20 total strikeouts. Outstanding numbers for Gunnar Henderson. At the pace he's going, he won't be with Bowie for too much longer. He'll be in AAA Norfolk, even though he's just 20. Here's Jordan Westberg. First pitch called a strike, upper outside corner. Count opens up at 0-1. Westberg, a 187 average on the season, a 704 OPS, 4 doubles, 5 home runs to lead the team, 13 runs scored. Henderson, a short lead off of first base. He stays put as the next pitch is swung on and missed high changeup, and the count quickly to 0-2. After Westberg, it's J.D. Mundy in the on-deck circle for Bowie, as the Baysox will try and get something going here in the first inning. Next pitch, Westberg swings and misses on a high changeup. He's down on 3 pitches, and that's the second strikeout for Noah Skiro. Umpiring crew for today's game, Rainero Valero is at third base, Evan Johnson is at first, and Michael Snover, Mike, the crew chief, is calling the balls and strikes behind home. Here's J.D. Mundy, left-hander into the box, shifting into the cleanup spot today, and he's deserved it. First pitch. Called a strike, just tattoos the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Skiro on the season, starting pitcher today, has a 2-2 record, decisions in every start. 3.44 ERA, 18 in the third innings. He struck out 25 and walked only 3. Pickoff throw back to first, not in time. That's a very, I don't want to say weak pickoff move, but it's not fluid. Skiro kind of hops and does a full turn to face first base before actually throwing it. Here's the next to Mundy. Misses wide, and the count goes even and a ball and a strike. It's a reasonable move over to first base because obviously you make sure you don't accidentally throw it away, but it gives the base runner a lot more time to read it. Next pitch, Mundy has a cracked bat pop-up into shallow center. Who sees it? The shortstop, Guzman, and he's there. Little over-the-shoulder catch, but he had no issue finding it and making it, but the inning is over. Bowie gets one runner on base, but they strand him. Henderson walked and got left at first. After 1/2 inning here at First Energy Stadium, it's Bowie nothing. Reading coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
Bottom of the first here in Reading as the Baysox come up empty in the top half of the frame. The Fightins will try and get to Griffin McClarty early and see if they can jump out to an early lead. As McClarty warms on the mound for Bowie, the starting lineup for the Reading Fightin' Phils he'll face looks like this. Leading off in center field, you've got Simone Muzziotti, followed by Jalen Ortiz in right field batting second. Aldrum Corridor in left field bats third. Logan O'Hoppe is the catcher batting fourth. Josh Ockamy at first base bats fifth. Vito Fresia is the DH batting sixth. Ali Castillo at third base bats seventh. Jonathan Guzman is the shortstop batting eighth. And Fraylin Mignati is the second baseman batting ninth. Fightins are the AA affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies, managed by Sean Williams, assisted by Tyler Henson, Matt Hockenberry, and Michael Jones. Reading is 11-16 on the year, but riding a 3-game winning streak, 6.5 games out of first place in the Northeast Division. They're in fifth. Quickly, that lineup again. Muzziotti, Ortiz, Corridor, O'Hoppe, Ockamy, Fresia, Castillo, Guzman, Mignati, all to face Griffin McClarty on the mound. Righty on lefty to start as Muzziotti digs in. McClarty winds and deals the first offering. It's a beautiful fastball called for strike on the lower outside corner. It's 0-1 to open. Muzziotti, only appearing in his fourth game this season, started the year late, but he's very familiar with Reading. Spent a lot of time here last year. Next pitch. Misses wide, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. He was just activated from the injured list this past Sunday after going down very early in the season. Next pitch. Down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. So overall, he's just 2 for 9 on the year. No doubles, does have a triple, no homers, 2 runs driven in. He struck out 4 times against just 1 walk, but he's ahead in the count now, 2 balls and a strike. Bases empty, nobody out here in the bottom of the first, a scoreless game. Next pitch. Misses down, and the count goes to 3-1 on Muzziotti. We'll talk more in depth about McClarty's most recent appearance for Bowie, but this is just his second outing for the Baysox, his second AA outing, and his first start. It's his second start in the year. He made a spot start with Aberdeen as well. Next offering, called a strike low and inside. Muzziotti had already bent down to unstrap one of the ankle guards on his right leg there. He had to restrap it after realizing it was a called strike. That one was a little close, maybe a bit down. But it sets up a payoff, and the pitch home is flared foul left side. That one will get into the bleachers here at First Energy Stadium. Very historic ballpark. It's been around for years and years. Oldest in the league. One of the oldest minor league teams in all of minor league baseball. Here's another payoff to Muzziotti. Misses wide. And a leadoff walk drawn for Reading. Yeah, Reading is one of the most historic teams really outside of AAA. Of course, many of those teams, especially those in the International League, have stood the test of time. There are a handful. You look at the Rochesters and the Buffaloes of the world. They've been around since, well, I think some in the 19th century. Rochester's been around at least since the 1800s. But when you get below that, not too many last as long as Reading has. Here's Jalen Ortiz, .223 average this season, and he golfs the first pitch into right center field for a base hit. Down in front of Dylan Harris, the right fielder scoops, fires to third. The throw is not in time, just barely. Missed it as Ortiz takes the back end into second base. Single, advance on the throw, and it's runners at first and third, or at second and third instantly here with nobody out in the bottom of the first. So McClarty in a bit of a bind right now, as there's already 2 in scoring position with nobody out in this scoreless game. Here's Ali Castillo. This is Aldrum Corridor. They've got the wrong name up there. First pitch. Misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Corridor on the season, a 235 average, 837 OPS with 2 doubles, 2 homers, 5 runs driven in. This is his first year in the Reading lineup. He was with Harrisburg in the Washington system for quite some time. Infield plays in, next pitch, ripped foul the other way, and the count goes even and a ball and a strike. Corridor's only appeared in 10 games. He got picked up as a minor league free agent not too long ago. Here's the next. Grounded over to first and fair. Sneaks past the pinched in J.D. Mundy toward the corner, and it dies on the grass. This will score 2. Muzziotti and Ortiz both cross home, and it's a 2 RBI single for Aldrum Corridor. A 2-0 game before McClarty even records an out. So now it goes to Logan O'Hoppe. Catcher in his 22nd game this season, a 269 average, 797 OPS. Runner at first, still no one out, already a 2-0 deficit. First pitch. O'Hoppe watches slider miss down and away, and the count starts out at 1-0. Back-to-back first pitch balls for Griffin McClarty. First time he used the slider, though, as far as I can tell. Here's the 1-0. Check swing and a changeup. Hit for a called strike on the inside edge. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Yeah, Reading is one of the teams in a growing number among minor league organizations that have started using that Hawkeye system. They're an upstart. Next pitch. Misses down and away. A slider, and the count goes to 2-0. Yeah, they're a startup competitor. They've made a lot of big waves. A big competitor to TrackMan, which everyone is familiar with at this point. And a lot of teams have made the switch. The 2-1. Misses down. A good take on the fastball there for O'Hoppe. And the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Still runner at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. McClarty sets and fires the next. Check swing high. They appeal. He didn't go. It's ball 4. So 4 straight reaching for McClarty. I'd have to imagine this leads to a quick mound visit from Josh Conway, the pitching coach. That's 2 walks already for him. If not Conway, at least Maverick Hanley is out there to have a chat. Fans cares around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. Every Patient First has on-site labs, x-rays, and prescription drugs. Patient First. The name fits. So the inning started with a walk to Muzziotti. Jalen Ortiz flared a single toward right center field. Dylan Harris had a good throw to third to almost grab Muzziotti trying to go first to third. Unfortunately, though, Ortiz took the back end of that throw to go to second base, and Aldrum Corridor singled to right field to score them both. Logan O'Hoppe drew a walk, and now it's first and second with nobody out for Josh Ockamy. Left-handed hitting first baseman watches high fastball to start, and the count opens at 1-0. This is planned to be, in essence, a bullpen day for Bowie. They're not anticipating too much out of McClarty. No more than 3 innings. Next pitch. Misses outside again, and the count goes to 2-0. The problem is right now, though, the way he's offering, he's already up to 19 pitches with this next offering, and he still hasn't recorded an out. Next pitch. Called a strike, upper outside corner, and it's 2-1. The limit you usually put on just about any pitcher is 30 pitches per inning, and the first inning is usually one of the tightest hooks. So Bowie might have to really scamper with that bullpen day and get more arms going than they anticipated. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Ockamy went chasing on a curveball down, and the count evens at 2. Again, first and second, still no one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Ockamy already the 5th batter of the frame as Bowie trails 2-0. Wind whipping in from center field here at First Energy Stadium. The next pitch misses wide, and the count runs full. Of the 5 batters already in this frame, 3 of them have reached a 3-ball count. This is the second full count that McClarty has worked, including leadoff man Simone Muzziotti, who drew a walk. Let's see if the runners take off here. They're already being aggressive. They stay put. The 3-2 is fouled off left side, and the count holds. Corridor hasn't attempted any stolen bases yet this season. He's the lead runner. Logan Ohapi has. He's tried for 4 steals, only been caught once. Hanley sets up wide and away behind the dish. Another payoff. Called strike 3. Got him on the upper outside corner. Akami had quickly heel turned to try and catch it, drawing the walk, but he didn't. Oh, that was a close one. McClarty just got away with that one. His first strikeout is backwards, and there's one out in the frame. Starting defense for Bowie in this game, Shane Fontana, Hudson Haskin, and Dylan Harris from left to right in the outfield. Jordan Westberg at third, Gunnar Henderson at short, Joey Ortiz at second, and J.D. Mundy is at first. Maverick Hanley catches behind the plate for Griffin McClarty on the mound. First pitch into Vito Freesia, misses inside, and the count starts out at 1-0. Freesia, a dangerous bat in this lineup, a .242 average, a .944 OPS, 5 home runs, 13 runs driven in. Here's the next. Slider just misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-0. And now there are a couple of bodies walking out to the Baysox bullpen. Here's the next pitch. Curveball misses down and away. And the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes, rather. I think there's a couple of changes on the Baysox defense as well. The original lineup card had Jordan Westberg at third, Joey Ortiz at second. But it looks like they're switched. It's based off the eye test. Next pitch to Freesia, called a strike in the lower outside corner. He held off on the 3-0. But McClarty needs to get out of this inning. A ground ball would be a big help. 3-1, fouled off right side, and the count goes full for the second consecutive batter. As McClarty is up to 28 pitches, though. If Freesia reaches, that could be the hook just based on pitch count alone, as this inning has labored. Runners stay put. The payoff is inside ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Third walk of the inning allowed by Griffin McClarty. Let's see what Kyle Moore decides to do. If anything, it would just be a quick meeting because the reliever in the bullpen has only just started to warm, and it is. This will be the pitching coach, Josh Conway. He's out to have a very brief chat. It's going to be a lengthy homestand for Bowie when they get back. 2 straight weeks of Baysox baseball at Prince George's Stadium starting Tuesday, May 17th. A couple of fireworks shows mixed in there when Hartford and Erie come to town respectively. Saturday, May 21st, you've got fireworks as well as Boots and Baseball Night, the country party at the ballpark. And then Saturday, May 28th, with the Knockout Cancer event. Celebrate cancer survivors, raise funds for research, and remember those lost. Not to mention, along with that, before the game, that's on Saturday, it should be a 6:35 first pitch. You've got the 1K beer run. So you've got 3 beers, get around the field 3 times with a $25 ticket, see who wins. If it wasn't so close to game time, I'd think about competing, but I think I'd probably get in trouble for that. Here's Ali Castillo. First pitch home. Just a nubber foul right side. Count opens up at 0-1. I realize now why they mixed up Corridor and Castillo on the video board back when Corridor batted third. I'll tell you why in just a second. As it's bases loaded, 1 away, Castillo up to bat with the bases loaded for the 4th time this season, 0 for 3, as the next pitch misses high, and the count evens at 1. Castillo has struck out twice, drawn a walk with the bases loaded earlier this season. Castillo and Corridor, they switched numbers before the start of the game for whatever reason. Corridor was 39, Castillo was 40, they've swapped. So that's why there was the mistake earlier. Here's the next pitch. Misses down and inside, and the count goes to 2-1 on Ali Castillo. It's Shelton Perkins warming up in the bullpen for Bowie. He's pitched admirably when coming in at the start of an inning. He's had his trouble when working with inherited runners, so hopefully McClarty can get out of this frame as he's already up to 32 pitches. The 2-1. Up and inside, 3-1. You know, and many a pitcher says this when they get up to the AA level. Hitters are just so much more selective. That's why it's one of the toughest jumps in all of minor league baseball from high A to AA. Hitters don't swing and miss as often. They can see the pitches on the edge, the 3-1. Fouled off right side, and the count runs full. So the base is loaded. We'll get the head start here. Well, no, there's still only one out. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's Freesia at first, Ohapi at second, and Corridor at third. If McClarty loses Castillo here, that's probably it. The payoff pitch. Flared foul, right side. Castillo reached for it. Came up just empty. This next pitch will be number 36 in the inning. No matter how you slice it, even if it is just the 2 runs brought across, this has been a disastrous opening that Griffin McClarty did not expect. Most pitches he's thrown in any outing this season was 59. That was in his other spot start, and that was 3 full innings. Here's the 3-2, fouled off again right side, and the count stays. Again, McClarty does have starting experience. He's thrown 5 innings before. He made a handful of starts in 2021 when he was pitching mostly with Delmarva. But he's never gone past 5 innings, and you don't want a pitcher to throw this many pitches in such a short amount of time. Another payoff is swung on and popped into shallow center field. Running in on it, Haskin. Will this be enough? Tagging from third, Corridor. The throw comes in. It's a bit high and late. Corridor scores, and it's 3-0. So sacrifice fly for Castillo is his 4th RBI of the season. It's the second out, though, as Jonathan Guzman steps up. That could still be the hook, though, based on the pitch count alone. We'll have to see. And, yep, there's Kyle Moore. So Shelton Perkins will come in as McClarty is unable to finish the first inning here. You'll step aside, tell you more when Perkins steps to the mound. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Well, Bowie making a pitching change much earlier than they had ever hoped they would need to. Griffin McClarty departs today's game after only finishing 2/3 of an inning. We were anticipating a bullpen day no matter what, but you still would have hoped for at least 2-3 innings out of the starting pitcher today. That's just not the case. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Reading has already opened up a 3-0 advantage. McClarty departs with runners still at first and second after he allowed each of the first 4 to reach safely, walked 3 batters, gave up 2 hits and a sacrifice fly. The line so far on McClarty is 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, right now 3 runs all earned. Could go all the way up to 5, depending on how the inning goes. 1 strikeout against 3 walks. Makes way for Shelton Perkins, 5'10", 215-pound right-hander, 25 years of age. Drafted in the 16th round of the 2019 draft from James Madison. 7th appearance on the year, an 0-1 record, a 6 even ERA in 6 innings. He's struck out 9. Struck out 6, walked 9. His trouble has been inherited runners. He's been given 7 runners out of the pen this season. He's allowed 5 to score. Here's Jonathan Guzman. First pitch misses down and away, and the count starts out at 1-0. Could be inflated numbers a little bit too for Perkins, just based on the timing that he's brought in. He has been given the most inherited runners this season for Bowie. He's a mop-up kind of guy. Here's the 1-0. Guzman watches a beautiful slider cut its way across the top of the zone and nick the upper outside corner for a called strike. Count evens at 1. First and second, 2 away now here in the bottom of the first inning. It's Freesia and Ohapi on the base paths. Both drew walks. Guzman, a 159 average this season, 476 OPS. He checks his swing on a pitch in the dirt. They say he went around, but the ball bounces in and gets away from Maverick Handley. Both runners advance on the wild pitch. While Guzman is called for the swinging strike, it runs the count to 1-2. That one was just a little tough in the dirt, and Handley was a little slow to retrieve it. He did something that I would have done. I would have thought, oh, I got to check to see if that was a swinging strike first, but then realized, oh, I've got to get that baseball. But it sets the count to 1-2. The pitch home from Perkins is a slider well too far outside, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Guzman this season hitting an abysmal .036 with runners in scoring position. 37.5% strikeout rate. And time quickly called, as we'll wait for the next offering from Perkins. He doesn't deviate from the mound, still holds glove on his front thigh and twirls the ball behind his waist, finally comes set. The 2-2 misses down, and the count fills. So yet another full count. That's 4 consecutive full counts from Baysox pitching, 5 overall in this inning. Of course, the first from Perkins. Guzman this season doesn't have a base hit on a full count, but he's only struck out once and walked 3 times. Again, Wynn coming in at a steady clip from center field. The payoff pitch. Slider misses wide, and the bases are loaded again. 4th walk given up by Baysox pitching today. First for Shelton Perkins. And now here's Frelin Mignati. Now this was going to be a bit anticipated coming into this series. While at this level, a tough sell. But there were going to be walks. There's no doubt about it. Bowie may have gotten a little complacent with Harrisburg because Harrisburg had the second fewest walks in the entire league. They swung it so much. Reading is not the same. First pitch to Mignati is called a strike, upper outside corner. Count opens up at 0-1. Mignati on the season, only his 4th game, 2 for 9 at the plate, a 639 OPS, but he does not have an extra base hit. 4 strikeouts, only 2 walks, no runs driven in. He's 0 for 1 with the bases loaded. He struck out. Next pitch. Beautiful slider, cuts across the edge of the zone and calls for a strike on the outside edge. So the count 0-2. Big chance here for Perkins to strand the bases loaded. Right-hander shakes off Maverick Handley once, now twice, and Handley calls for time. Now they come to terms, and Perkins comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive, third base side, down for base hit, rolling toward the corner. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Rounding third all the way from first is Guzman as the throw is cut off at third base. It's a 3 RBI double for Frelin Mignati and a big-time 6-run first inning for the Fightins here at First Energy Stadium. That one just skipped up the line the entire way after floating over the third base side. Mignati picks up his first extra base hit and his first 3 RBIs of the season. Loops the lineup all the way back around at the top. 10th batter to the plate in this inning is Simone Muzziotti, who drew a walk and scored to start the frame. First pitch. Slider misses down and in, and the count starts out at 1-0. 2 of those runs charged to McClarty, and it will close his line. 1 of those runs charged to Perkins. That was Guzman. But so far, 5 runs all earned on McClarty in just 2/3 of an inning of work. That's how his line ends. Perkins steps off the back of the rubber while staring back Mignati at second base. Mignati, of course, too green on the season to really log meaningful stats. He doesn't have a stolen base attempt this season. Here's the next pitch. Popped up, left center field, very shallow. Running back on it is Henderson. In on it, Fontana, and it's Fontana to make the catch and mercifully end the first inning. A big inning for the Fightins. They score 6 runs on only 3 hits. No errors, 1 man left on base. We go to the second here at First Energy Stadium. It's Reading 6, Bowie nothing. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sunday, May 22nd, it's a fiesta at Prince George's Stadium. For the first time this season, the Baysox will transform into El Congrejos Fantasmas de Chesapeake and face off against Los Perros Calientes de Akron as part of Minor League Baseball's Copa de la Diversión. It'll be a Latin fiesta celebration all afternoon around the ballpark, all presented by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Get your tickets today at 301-464-4865 and online at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
We're on to the second inning here at First Energy Stadium, a much different ball game than when Bowie stepped to the plate in the last half inning. The Baysox now trail 6-0 as Joey Ortiz steps to the plate, and the first pitch home is called a strike in the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Ortiz, Greg Cullen, then Shane Fontana due up in this frame. Next pitch fastball called for strike, bottom half, 0-2. Matt Sabata is with you from the ballpark in Reading as Noah Skiro continues to work. He does not waste time. Next pitch, called strike 3. Ortiz watches all 3 pitches on the lower outside corner. Skiro had it work once, tried it again, tried it a third time, and got them all. Ortiz is down. That's the third strikeout for Skiro in the first backwards K. Here's Greg Cullen. Cullen trying to step out and take a little bit of time to get into the box because Skiro is dictating the pace right now. First pitch home to the left-hander Cullen. It's called a strike on the bottom edge of the zone. It's 0-1. Just as Cullen was stepping up and getting the bat behind his shoulder, Skiro had just taken a half step to start his delivery. Here's the 0-1. Cullen watches it bounce in. The count evens at 1. 6-0 Bowie trails here in the top of the second inning at First Energy Stadium. Baysox in their all gray road jerseys. Orange Bowie on the front side, orange numbers. Next pitch. Misses up and away. Count goes to 2-1 on Cullen. Fightins in their alternate black home jerseys. R-fills on the front side in white pants and a black cap. Base is empty. 1 away here in the top of the second. 2-1 pitch. Cullen pops it foul, left side. And the count goes to 2-2. Cullen just in his 4th game this season with Bowie after starting the year with High A Aberdeen. 1 for 7, but 4 walks against just 2 strikeouts. Does have a run driven in. Here's the next. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. This is what we anticipated from Skiro as well. High strikeout numbers. Great volume with that high fastball. Over just an inning and 2/3 so far. 4 of his 5 outs by way of the K. 29 strikeouts now in 20 total innings. Here's Shane Fontana. First pitch. He went around. Check swing on the bottom edge pitch. And home plate umpire doesn't give the opportunity to appeal. He just goes with it. Here's the 0-1. Misses away, and the count evens at a ball on the strike. Fontana on the season, a .264 average, .777 OPS. Like I said, he should hit the slots sometime. A double, 2 homers, 8 runs driven in. Here's the next. Fouled off left side, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. It was such an interesting series for Bowie, the way their offense went up and down against Harrisburg, and the same could be said about the Richmond series, as the 1-2 to Fontana is called strike 3, wide and away. Fontana groans at it quickly in the batter's box and gets a staring eye from the umpire as he walks back to the dugout. While Fontana does not match that gaze, he keeps his gaze centered on his fellow teammates. But Skiro strikes out the side, and the Baysox come up empty. We go to the bottom of the second. Bowie trails 6-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional, organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom-tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
Bottom of the second here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-0. Shelton Perkins back out for his first full inning of relief. Fires a slider down and away to start to Jalen Ortiz. Count opens up at 1-0. Next pitch home, Ortiz watches that same slider miss the same spot, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. It's 2, 3, and 4 due up for Reading in this half inning. Ortiz, then Aldrum Corridor, and then Logan O'Hoppe. Next pitch. Slider called for a strike that time. Not as much break on it, so it hits the lower outside corner. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike now on Ortiz, who singled up the middle, came around to score in the 6-run first for Reading. Next pitch misses down, and the count goes to 3-1. Perkins kicks and deals the next. It's called a strike on the outer edge to run the count full. These full counts are going to be the death of that pitch clock operator here. That's now, I believe, 6 already. Here's the next pitch. Slider swung on and missed for strike 3. Perkins fed him a steady diet of those sliders, and Ortiz finally chased after one when Perkins decided to send it a bit inside instead of outside. That's the second strikeout for Baysox pitching today. First overall for Perkins, and that's how the second inning gets started here in the home half. Here's Aldrum Corridor. 2 RBI single with a little flare to the right side. His last time up. First pitch called a strike, bottom edge. It's 0-1. Now that was the tough play for Bowie with bases loaded, or with runners at second and third rather. The bases were later loaded. Next pitch misses down and away. The count evens. Is that they played the entire infield in looking for a play at the plate. It's worked for Bowie before. It's a gamble, and it just didn't pay off that time. Next pitch, Corridor takes a half-hearted whiff across a fastball high, and he's behind in the count now, 1-2. Bowie trails 6-0 as they look to Shelton Perkins for some major support. The 1-2 pitch misses down and in, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Longest outing of the year for Perkins this season was only an inning and 2/3, and that was back on the 12th against Binghamton. But he tossed it scoreless, did walk 3 batters, but didn't give up any hits. Next pitch, flared out toward left field this time. Fontana initially holds in on it, but then backs up, and with his ankles up near the warning track, he brings it down, and there's 2 away. That's more in line with what Corridor usually does. Left-hander surprisingly sprays it to the opposite field over half the time. He's either much too early or much too late. Rarely goes up the middle. Here's Logan O'Hoppe with 2 quick outs. First pitch home to the catcher is swung on and missed on a curveball down. Count opens up at 0-1. O'Hoppe drew a walk on a 3-1 offering back in the first. Moved to second on another walk, then to third on a wild pitch. Next pitch home is that slider from Perkins. It's really dancing well right now. It's very fun to watch it break. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Back-to-back sliders to polish it off, and a perfect second inning for Shelton Perkins out of the bullpen. He strikes out a pair and sends us to the third. Bowie needs to get the offense going, much the way Perkins got going. They trail 6-0 as we move to the third inning. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Third inning here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-0. Matt Sabatis with you. First pitch on its way home to Maverick Hanley is a swing and a miss on a fastball low. Count opens up at 0-1. Hanley, Dylan Harris, and then Hudson Haskin do up 8-9-1 as Hanley lofts one into left center field, hanging up but getting past the left fielder corridor, bouncing off the warning track and the wall. Hanley rotates into second base easily, trots on with his second double of the season, this one of the leadoff variety. That is his first base hit this season when leading off an inning. He started 0 for 10, and he gives Bowie a good chance to break through and start the comeback. They trail 6-0 here as Hanley was batting .098 on the season prior to that hit. That could be the good jump for him to get into the swing of things at the plate. Here's Dylan Harris. Righty on lefty is the first pitch from Noah Skiro. Misses up and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Skiro works so quickly, it's hard to keep up with a lot of times. I wonder if the pitch clock ever affected him. He just comes set and is firing usually around the 8-second mark. Next pitch called a strike, lower outside corner, and the count evens at 1 on Harris. Harris still not enough plate appearances to qualify yet, but if he did, he'd be leading the team with a .364 average, .1065 OPS, 6 doubles, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in. Next, called a strike, inner half, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Runner at second, nobody out here in the top of the third. Bowie trails 6-0. All 6 runs for Reading coming in that first frame. First time that Skiro's working with a runner in scoring position, though, so you got to change up the signs a little bit. Now he's taking his time, finally fires as Harris just bops it slowly up the first base line, but it barely trickles foul. Only about 2-3 feet to the right side of the bag as he reached down to pull that one up from the earth. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Harris has hits in 4 of his last 5 games for Bowie. Remember, he started with a 6-game hitting streak as well. He was on fire in that Akron series. But he's still been very consistent since. It's not like he's fallen off big time. He's held on. Another 1-2. Misses in the dirt, and the count goes even at 2. I tell you, one of the things that I'm having a little bit of trouble with picking up at this ballpark, they've got a very big video board out in left center field, but they don't put the count or the score on it. They've got a line scoreboard a little bit further to the left, but it's very small. Hard to remember. Next pitch. Bounced up the middle, off the mound, past the shortstop for a base hit. Into shallow center as the go sign is put on for Hanley. The throw comes in wide, and Hanley scores. The Baysox are on the board with back-to-back base hits. This one, an RBI single from Dylan Harris, and it's 6-1. For Harris, his 5th RBI of the season, and it's a good start for Bowie, as mentioned, to get the rally going, get the comeback going, as you loop it back up to the top of the lineup for Hudson Haskin. Haskin needs a big breakout hit on a seasons-long 3-game hitless skid for now. He struck out swinging in the first inning. First pitch. Haskin doesn't go after it. He's usually prone to, but it misses high, a fastball, and the count starts out at 1-0. For Harris at first base, that's his 5th RBI of the season. As the next comes into Haskin, and it clips him. That's his 5th hit by pitch this season, his 25th in his short 1+ year career, and it puts runners at first and second with nobody out here to start the top of the 3rd inning. Again, Bowie on the board now. They still trail 6-1, however. Now here's Gunnar Henderson, and this is what I brought up in the pregame show, or if you followed on with the pregame preview on social media, this is where the bottom of the lineup would loop around and be a good table setter for the top of the lineup. You get Maverick Hanley, who's breaking out finally. You get Dylan Harris, who's always good at the plate and always good to collect a good base hit. He's already drawn 5 walks to 10 strikeouts this year. You get back up top to Hudson Haskin, who is going to get on base one way or the other. He has a good eye, has good contact, and then you mix in those hit-by pitches. That's a part of his game. It sets up Gunnar Henderson for a big-time opportunity. Righty on lefty, first pitch. Henderson watches slider down and inside. Count opens up at 1-0. Henderson drew a walk on a full count offering back in the first inning, ran Skiro into the ground there and took first base, but he was left stranded there. Here's the next. Swing and a miss, high fastball, and the count goes even at 1. Henderson, a .389 average this season when hitting with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .345 against right-handed pitching. First and second, still nobody out. Next pitch, flown into shallow center. Wait, this one carrying a little bit. Muzziotti read it improperly with the wind. He curls around and makes the play. He fires it back into the infield as Dylan Harris was scampering off of second base. He has to slide back in safely. Muzziotti went on an incredible path to get to that ball. He initially stepped in, then stepped back, and then curled to his left probably by about 30 total feet before finally pulling it down. This goes down as a simple fly out to center in the scorecard. And there's one away now for Jordan Westberg. First pitch home. Misses slider high. Count starts out at 1-0. Westberg struck out swinging on 3 pitches back in the first inning. 187 average this season, recall, and he's on a 2-game hitless skid. Went 0 in the doubleheader, but did draw 2 walks. Next pitch, he fouls it off, too far ahead of the changeup, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. But for Westberg, it's been the strikeout numbers right now. He is still walking at a keen rate, 15% of the time, but 25% of the time he strikes out and has a 13% swinging strike rate. That is the highest in the lineup at the moment. The 1-1. Slider misses too far down and away, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Bowie trails 6-1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Leadoff double by Maverick Hanley. RBI single by Dylan Harris. Hudson Haskin was hit by a pitch, and Gunnar Henderson flew out. That's where we're at in this frame. 2-1. Curveball called for strike. Count goes even at 2. Skiro, a Canadian native, pitched at Liberty University. And again, he's ping-ponged back and forth through his starts this season. Good, bad, good, bad. Next pitch. Inside, Westberg watched the borderline offering and just held off to run the count full. This season on full counts, he's batting .455. Walks about half the time, only strikes out 10%. The 3-2, driven high and foul, third base side. He knew he was going to get something to hit, but expected the fastball. Too early on the breaking pitch there, as the count holds. Hit here would be massive, would make it a 2-run game, if he could get it out. And this is a notorious hitter's park. Another payoff. Westberg swings and misses. High fastball, and Skiro collects his 6th strikeout, 2nd of Westberg. And there's 2 away here in the 3rd inning. Turn it to J.D. Mundy now. Mundy, while he hasn't gotten the chance to play on the road too often, he missed most of the Richmond series. The games he did play in Binghamton and the last couple of days in Richmond have really given him great numbers on the road. Again, short sample size, but good numbers. A .529 average and a .1374 OPS away from home. First pitch. Lefty watches a called strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Mundy popped out to the shortstop in left center field his last time up. That ended the 1st inning, as Skiro comes set for the next. On its way. And it's down in the dirt. Back pick to second. The throw is high, so the tag is late. Count evens at a ball and a strike on Mundy, but Dylan Harris is really tempting fate over there at second base. Recall, after Gunnar Henderson flew out, Harris was just a little bit too far off the bag and led to a close play with the shortstop Jonathan Guzman, but Harris barely deked out, getting doubled up. Here's the 1-1. Mundy swings through it, fastball down as O'Hoppe hops up to think about the back pick. He doesn't throw it this time. I wonder how many times he hears that joke. O'Hoppe hops? I don't know. Whatever. It's too early. Here's the 1-2, swinging a high drive to right, but not too deep. Jalen Ortiz hesitated for a minute to find it in the sky, and when he did, he moves to his right about 10 feet and brings it down. So Bowie gets the first 3 runners aboard, but they can only score 1 run. Comes on 2 hits, no errors. They strand 2. So far, 3 total on the day. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Well, it may be on Sunday, May 29th, but get ready for the Baysox first Catter Day at Prince George's Stadium. Everyone's heard of Bark in the Park, but now you can bring your kitty out for a relaxing afternoon of ball. And if you get here early enough, you can pick up a free Baysox Catter Day t-shirt, courtesy of the City of Bowie. You can get your tickets now for the first ever Catter Day at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
Bottom of the 3rd here in Reading as Bowie trails 6-1. Sheldon Perkins is back to work for his 2nd full inning of relief. He had an excellent first full inning, picked up 2 strikeouts and a perfect frame. He faces Josh Ockamy to start, and the first pitch is a changeup, misses low. Count opens up at 1-0. It's Akami, Vito Freesia, and then Ali Castillo due up for the Fightins. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball from Perkins. And the count goes to 0-1. Akami struck out looking back in the first inning. He was the first out of the day, but remember, he's the 5th batter in the lineup. Here's the 1-1. Flared foul left side out of play. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Again, Bowie trails 6-1 here with all 6 runs coming in the first inning for Reading. A very tough start for Griffin McClarty. Here's the 1-2. In there, strike 3. Got him with a changeup. Frozen at the knees. And Akami goes down looking. 3rd strikeout for Shelton Perkins out of the bullpen. 4th overall for Baysox pitching. And there's 1 gone here in the 3rd. Turns it to Vito Freesia. I'm going to check real quick because I'd imagine that outing for McClarty jumped his ERA a little bit. Here's the first pitch to Freesia. Called a strike on the lower outside corner. Count opens up at 0-1 with the slider. Freesia walked and scored in the first inning. Next pitch. Grounded over toward 3rd. No, on a line. It's picked by Joey Ortiz. Little hop. Good job. Looked like that one was off a bounce in front of home, but just a little bit low. He dug down for it. So quickly 2 away. As Perkins is cruising. This is what Bowie needs out of him right now. As McClarty was unable to finish the first inning, they need to get quick outs as quickly as they can from Perkins to take it as far as he can. First pitch to Ali Castillo is called a strike. Slider down and away. Count opens up at 0-1. Here's the next. Curveball popped up on the infield. Henderson spreads out the arms at short to make the call, and the catch. The inning is over. Back-to-back perfect innings out of the bullpen for Shelton Perkins. That was a speedy one. We're on to the 4th here at First Energy Stadium. Bowie trails 6-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Fourth inning here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-1. Middle of the Baysox lineup due up. Noah Skiro is back to work after dancing around a little bit of trouble in the last half inning. Gave up a double and a single to open the frame, then hit a batter, but got 3 quick outs to follow. It'll be Joey Ortiz to lead it off. As they're waiting for the grounds crew to still finish up on this one. I'm not sure why they were so late to get out there. But now they're set. As the first pitch comes in and Ortiz watches a slider called for strike on the outside edge, it's 0-1. And Bowie has a right-hander up and moving in their bullpen at this point. I believe it's going to be Adam Stauffer. Here's the next to Ortiz, misses down, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Ortiz struck out looking back in the second inning. Here's the next. This one poked into right field, but it hangs up just long enough for Jalen Ortiz to pick it. And there's one away. Wind is really playing tricks on a lot of guys. Ortiz actually did have to reach his glove up and kind of pop for it. It happened with Simone Musiotti in center field as well earlier today. Here's Greg Cullen. First pitch. Cullen swings through it. A fastball down and in. Count opens at 0-1. Cullen struck out swinging in the second inning. Skiro is already up to 6 strikeouts over 3 1/3 innings this afternoon. No, you can't say this afternoon. It's 12:05. Next pitch misses down, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. It's 5 consecutive day games for Bowie. It wasn't planned this way. Next pitch up and away. Count goes to 2-1. You had this past Wednesday at Prince George's Stadium with a 12:05 start, then 11:05 on Thursday. And then since Friday and Saturday were rained out, they played the doubleheader on Sunday against Harrisburg starting at 12:05. Next pitch to Cullen, poked to left field. Corridor ranging back on it. He angles toward the corner before making the catch over the shoulder. And there's 2 away. These outfielders, they're really having to dance and keep on their toes with the way that this wind has been moving. Corridor just hopped and hovered for a little bit before just kind of tangling himself up and eventually going to the corner to make that play. Here's Shane Fontana with bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch misses up and away. Count starts out at 1-0. Fontana struck out swinging in the second inning. Baysox trail 6-1 here at First Energy Stadium. Next pitch from Skiro misses down in the dirt. Count to 2-0. After the first game of the doubleheader, game 2 started at 2:05, so another day game there, and now the day game here. And it's the last day game for a while for Bowie, because even on Sunday, Reading has some of that interesting scheduling. They don't play a day game on Sunday this week. Next pitch to Fontana misses up and away. It's 3-0. Yeah, the game on Sunday is at 5:45. Wednesday through Saturday is all at 6:45. The 3-0. Fontana watches wide for ball 4. So I had no issue laying off of any of those. That's the second walk given up by Skiro today. He had never walked more than 1 batter in any outing all season. He walked 1 in each of his last 3. That was it. So now runner on with 2 away. It goes to Maverick Hanley, who had the leadoff double in the third. First pitch to him is a slider that misses down. Count opens at 1-0. For Hanley, that was his second double, his 3rd extra base hit of the season. He scored Bowie's only run of the game just a batter later when Dylan Harris singled. 1-0. Misses down again, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Bowie trailing by 5 here as the wind still dances around this ballpark. The way it's designed, it makes sense why the winds can be a little tricky when the ball gets just up a little bit above where the height of the wall would be. Next pitch, Hanley watches a called strike, bottom edge. It's 2-1. Because the ballpark is situated on a very slight hill. There's a decent-sized berm out to center field and then out past left center a little bit as Hanley pokes this one in toward right field, falling in quickly and down foul on the Reading bullpen mound. That one was a tough run in for Jalen Ortiz, and he was too far away. But once he realized it was going to fall in foul, he slowed down a little bit. It's really hard to put in max effort and sprint up the mound. Got to keep your ankles safe. Evens us up at 2. Runner at first and 2 away as Hanley digs back in. Skiro sets. Fires the next home. Hanley pokes it up the middle this time. Long run in for the shortstop. Guzman has to go to first base, and it pulls Akami off the bag. Hanley is in safe with a single. His second multi-hit game of the season, and it puts runners at first and second with 2 away for Dylan Harris. That was a very tough play, and it made sense to give base hit. Guzman really had to go for extra effort just to make it look close. But now here's Harris, who had the RBI single in the third inning. First pitch. He watches miss just wide a fastball. Count starts at 1-0. Harris now has hits in 5 of his last 6 games for Bowie. He's got hits in back-to-back games. He's got that wide open stance up the first base line, and he bounces it off the ankle of the pitcher. It's going to be a foot race to first base, and he wins. Josh Akemi had to go retrieve it as the ball died on the infield grass, and Harris will take the second consecutive infield single for Bowie. This one off the pitcher, and the bases are loaded for the top of the lineup. And they're going to bring out the athletic trainer to see how Skiro's doing. That's Andrew Dogson. Because that's tough. I think it was his plant foot, and obviously that's a tough one because you get all of your momentum up and forward in front of you, and you have to transfer after the kick and the delivery. You have to transfer all of that momentum, all of that energy, all of that weight onto your front foot like that. And if that's where you get hit by a screaming baseball, well, then that's not too good. So they'll let him take a couple of warm-up tosses and see how he's doing with the plant foot. So he takes one. Now he's chatting with the athletic trainer again. I don't know. He doesn't look too happy. I'm just trying to read expressions here, and it looks like they might bring in a reliever. Yeah, they're going to make a switch. So Akemi, or rather Skiro, is out of here after getting hit on the ankle. Now, again, we don't have the StatCast information here. They're one of the few teams that elects not to use TrackMan. They use Hawkeye, and Hawkeye does not give you readouts of batted balls the way TrackMan does. So we can't see how high the exit velocity was on that Dylan Harris batted ball. But it was high enough that it's going to knock Skiro out of the game. So we get a new pitcher on the mound here, as Reading will make a change in a funky situation. Bases are loaded, there's 2 away, and they lead by 5. But you bring in Hudson Haskin, who's already got a grand slam on the season and is 2 for 3 with the bases loaded this year. We'll step aside for now as the new pitcher warms on the mound. It looks to be Mike Adams. We'll tell you more about the right-hander in a couple of seconds as we get ready to close the line on Skiro and look ahead to this new reliever. So we're in the top of the 4th. Bases loaded 2 away. Baysox trail 6-1. We'll tell you more about Adams in just a second. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Hey fans, Pest Now is a proud partner of the Baysox. They provide pest control services for Prince George's Stadium. Don't forget that. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, from general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and really any other pest control service, call Pest Now, 301-231-8300 or pestnow.com. New pitcher on the mound for Reading is Mike Adams, replacing Noah Skiro, who took a liner off of his ankle and departs. Bases loaded 2 away for Hudson Haskin, and the first pitch is a slider that misses wide. It's 1-0. Adams comes into today his 8th appearance, a 2-0 record, a 9.49 ERA, 12 1/3 innings. He struck out 9, walked 7. Next pitch, Haskin nicks it foul. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Mike Adams, a 5'11", 175-pound, 27-year-old right-hander. Not too far from here. He's from Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. But all three runners on base belong to Noah Skiro. He's taking a no decision today, as he wasn't able to finish 5. Next pitch, Haskin takes inside. Curveball misses for ball 2. That's one of the key things about Hudson Haskin, too. He's not one to shy away from inside pitches. That's why he's got 25 hit-by-pitches in his career. 5 this season, including 1 today. The 2-1. Swings through it. Late hack on a curveball. There must have been a called strike somewhere in there, or Haskin got called for an automatic strike because it said 2-1 on the scoreboard, but that's strike 3. So the Baysox strand the bases loaded, and they come up empty here in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the frame as the Baysox still trail Reading 6-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Be sure to get to the ballpark on Friday, June 17th for a jam-packed night of promotions and fun at Prince George's Stadium. It all starts with fireworks presented by DCA Imaging Systems. It's our mother and son night out with special ticket packages available at BaysoxShop.com. And most importantly, it's the Scouts BSA Campout. When you purchase a special ticket, you and your scout can camp out in the outfield at Prince George's Stadium after the game. It all happens on Friday, June 17th, so find out more and get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
We roll on to the bottom of the 4th here at First Energy Stadium in Reading, and the Baysox make another pitching change. As Bowie trails 6-1, they go to their second reliever out of the bullpen. Jensen Elliott takes over on the mound. Sheldon Perkins' day is done. He takes a no decision. Griffin McClarty, the starter, is still the losing pitcher at the moment. Perkins went 2 1/3 innings, gave up only 1 hit and a run it was earned. He struck out 3, walked 1. First pitch home is down to Jonathan Guzman, and the count starts out at 1-0. Guzman drew a walk against Perkins back in the first inning, came around to score. He half swings at the next pitch and fouls it off toward the Reading dugout, and the count goes quickly to 1-1. Tell you more about Elliott in just a second. The very tall right-hander holds ball behind waist and comes set up at the forehead, kicks and fires the next. Slider misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. Elliott is 6'6", 231 pounds, right-hander from Oklahoma State, picked up in the 19th round of the 2019 draft. Second appearance with Bowie, second Double-A appearance. Next pitch called a strike on a slider away. Count goes even at 2. Elliott on the season between High A, Aberdeen, and Bowie has made 5 appearances, gone 1-0 with a 5.14 ERA. Here's the next. Swinging a high bouncer. Baltimore chop right in front of the mound. Elliott just trots down from the rubber, picks it, and fires to first for the out, 1-3. And that's how the 4th inning gets started here for the Baysox pitcher. Goes to the number 9 batter now, Fralin Mignati. 14 innings of work for Elliott this season, 8 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, though, to only 1 free pass. Here's Mignati, first pitch. Slider called a strike on the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Mignati had a bases-clearing double. Drove in 3 runs, his first RBIs of the season, back in the first inning. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Change up inside, and the count to 0-2. Elliott is coming off of an interesting Double-A debut. While he did give up 5 runs and 4 earned in 2 innings, he earned a hold. thanks to Bowie's stellar offense ahead of him. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball over toward short. Running in for a couple of steps is Henderson. Scoops at the ankles and zips it over to first in time. 6-3 put out, and there's 2 gone. Baysox pitching has now retired 9 in a row since Simone Muzziotti flew out to left field to end the first inning. Muzziotti steps back in now, here with 2 away and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Bowie trails 6-1 here. Baysox got an early run in the 3rd with back-to-back hits, but they've still got a long way to work. Next pitch, Muzziotti watches a called strike bottom edge. Count opens up at 0-1. So Muzziotti stepped to the plate twice in the 1st, drew a walk and scored to lead off the game. Flew out to left field to end the frame. Here's the next, flared foul, left side, and the count to 0-2. Yeah, so Elliott's Double-A debut, he gave up a career-high 9 hits in just 2 innings, but so many of them were weakly hit singles and hit right to outfielders that it didn't score as many runs. Next pitch. Misses up and away on Muzziotti. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes here. But again, Elliott is a multi-inning reliever. Just about every appearance for him, he's gone at least 2, if not 3 or 4. Next, down and away, and the count goes even at 2 on Muzziotti. So what was anticipated to be a bullpen day for Bowie should hopefully turn into something more routine now. If they can get a couple of innings out of Elliott, then maybe turn it over to Adam Stauffer. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, third base side out of play. Count holds. When is the last time Stauffer tossed? Oh. Is Stauffer still on the injured list? He is. Nope. Next pitch grounded foul, first base side. Count's still 2-2. See, that's my biggest problem right now. The Baysox have been running into a couple of issues with their roster. At this point, they have got 11 inactive players on the roster, and I'm losing track of the pitchers. Another 2-2 offering. Misses away to Muzziotti, and the count fills. Second time he's seen a full count today. Drew a full count against McClarty back in the 1st inning. Bases empty, 2 away. The payoff pitch from Elliott. Swinging a bouncing ball up the first base line, picked by the second baseman Westberg, and he has the momentum to underhand it to first for the putout. 10 in a row retired by Baysox pitching. Another perfect inning. This time it's the 4th. We go to the 5th at First Energy Stadium, but Bowie still trails. It's 6-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. Ah, the freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org. And let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Gunnar Henderson leads things off for Bowie here in the top of the 5th inning. It's Henderson, Jordan Westberg, and J.D. Mundy due up as Bowie trails 6-1. First pitch home, Henderson watches a called strike on a breaking ball inside. Count starts out at 0-1. Henderson an 0-for-1 day, but he's already extended his on-base streak to 26 consecutive games thanks to a first-inning walk, and he rips this next pitch into right center field. Falling in for a base hit and just barely cut off by the right fielder Ortiz, Henderson now extends his hit streak to 3 consecutive games. He's reached safely twice today. He sees the ball so well, and while he may pull it nearly half the time, 47%, it's still straddling where it could be difficult to shift him if you're looking at it from a big league perspective, because he hits the gap so well. He picks up so many singles to right center field. Here's Jordan Westberg. First pitch misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Westberg 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. And Henderson takes off. Pitch in the dirt. Double clutch. Throw to second is in time. Henderson caught stealing for the first time this season. He was maybe just a bit late on that jump. Caught me off guard, but just a bit late. And that was a good toss by Logan O'Hoppe. He's now caught 7 of 19 this season as Henderson is finally caught on his 11th attempt. Took that many tries for someone to finally get him. Caught stealing goes 2-6, and there's one away. Next pitch. Curveball called a strike on Westberg, and the count goes to 2-1. But again, you can't blame Bowie right now. You got to be aggressive to come back from a 5-run deficit, and Gunnar Henderson is very aggressive on the base paths. Next pitch, slider, misses away. Check swing from Westberg, but he didn't go. 3 balls and 1 strike. Bases empty, 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Next offering in the dirt, and Westberg draws the free pass. 17th walk drawn this season from Westberg. Again, 15% of the time he gets aboard that way. It's the first walk given up by Adams, 3rd of the day for Reading pitching. Here's the first pitch to J.D. Mundy. Misses down and away for a called ball. It's 1-0 to open. Mundy 0 for 2. Flew out to right field his last time up. Popped out to the shortstop back in the 1st inning. Runner at first, 1 away. Next pitch. Mundy watches just a bit wide. Called for strike, though. Hits the edge. And the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Again, Mundy has really been seeing the ball well. His on-base numbers are up. His average overall is up. Just needs a couple more walks. Next pitch misses away, and the count goes to 2-1. But the thing is that he is getting more walks because he only drew 1 walk over the first 2 weeks of the season. Now he's already up to 6 against only 13 strikeouts. So he's been putting it in play a lot as he swings and misses at the next pitch. Count goes even at 2. Runner at first, 1 away as Bowie trails by 5. Just a very lovely afternoon here at First Energy Stadium. 2-2. Just a piece. Fouled off at the top of the wood and back to the screen as the count holds. We'll do it once more. Fortunately, the wind has started to die down just a little bit now. Like I said, the way that this ballpark is nestled on a hill and the way that there are a couple of walls out past the berm in center and left field, once the ball gets up just high enough, the wind really plays with it. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Mundy chases on a changeup down, and he's down on strikes. That's the 2nd strikeout for Mike Adams out of the bullpen today. 8th overall for Reading pitching. Now it goes to Joey Ortiz. First pitch home to the right-hander. Slider misses down and away. O'Hoppe thought about the back pick to first base, but I don't think he made the transfer well enough to throw it. He hesitated just after angling to first. Here's the next. Curveball misses inside, and the count goes to 2-0. Obviously, Bowie is going to rethink some of their strategy, or at least maybe be a little bit more cautious if Gunnar Henderson, of all people, will get caught. Here's the next. Called a strike, upper outside edge, and the count goes to 2-1 on Ortiz. 0 for 2 day for Joey. Flew out to right field back in the 4th inning. Struck out looking to open in the 2nd. Runner at first, 2 away. Here's the 2-1. Poked over to the right side and past a leaping second baseman Mignati, and is bopped by Jalen Ortiz in right. Jordan Westberg goes first to 3rd on the batted ball. He could get the extra base on an error, but it's a single no matter what for Ortiz. We'll have to see how they rule that, but whatever the case, Bowie has runners at the corners and 2 away here in the top of the 5th. So now it goes to Greg Cullen, who's riding an 0 for 2 day. Nope, no error, just straight single. Here's the first pitch to Cullen, misses wide, and the count opens up at 1-0. Cullen flew out to left field in the fourth, struck out looking in the second inning. Only backwards K of the day for Reading pitching. Here's the next. Cullen watches high, and the count goes to 2-0. I tell you, we're at that time of the year where even the allergy medications are putting up a tough fight and losing some. Starting to get that itch in the right eye here. Here's the 2-0. Cullen watches middle fastball. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. So far this season, he's 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. But again, just his 4th game overall, so plenty of time to turn that number around. First and third, 2 away. Pitch home. Late called strike on a pitch down. Cullen, he's got an infectious smile, and that's just what he gives to the umpire when the call came through. He leaned back and smiled. Are you kidding me, man? As the count goes even at 2. He's into the box now. Adams deals the payoff. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. Cullen chases on a breaking ball down, and the Baysox strand another pair, this time at the corners. They've left on 8 runners overall today. We're halfway home here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, if you've got a teacher or educator in your life that's meant a lot to you, or if you're one yourself, then you don't want to miss out on the Baysox Educator Appreciation Week from Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st. Teachers and educators who show a school ID at the Baysox ticket office will get 2 free tickets to a game of their choice between those days, all sponsored by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. Again, it's Educator Appreciation Week at Prince George's Stadium, Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
Jensen Elliott back to work for the bottom of the 5th inning. He pitched a perfect 4th, a trio of groundouts. Sprayed them all across the infield, too. Left side, right side, and back up the middle. He'll face off with Jalen Ortiz to start, but we have to wait. They had the T-shirt cannon. It's an actual cannon on a train here at First Energy Stadium. They bring it out to shallow center field. They had to wait for it to get off the field and close the gate. Elliott winds and deals the first. Ortiz watches a called strike on a slider down and away. Count opens up at 0-1. Ortiz, a 1 for 2 days, singled and scored part of Reading's 6-run opening frame. Struck out swinging to start the second. Here's the next. Bouncing ball, foul, third base side as he went chasing on a curveball in, and the count quickly 0-2. After the final of the 6 runs scored on the 3 RBI double by Fraylin Mignati, it's a 10 in a row retired by Bowie pitching. Here's the next. Swing and a miss, he got him. Pumped a high heater that time, 94 miles an hour from Elliott, and that's his first strikeout out of the pen. For Elliott, if I'm not mistaken, that's his first double-A strikeout as well. Didn't strike anyone out in his 2 innings of work against Harrisburg last week. Picks up his first here today in Reading. So he's retired all 4 out of the pen, and it's now 11 in a row retired by Baysox pitching. Here's Aldrum Corridor. First pitch called a strike, bottom half, and the count starts out at 0-1. They're running into that same issue. I caught it earlier. Corridor and Castillo swapped numbers before today's game. Next pitch, Corridor watches away, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. So they've got Castillo's name up there on the video board because they just pump in 39 and it populates with Castillo. But it's Corridor. Make no mistake. Here's the next. This one bounced over to third, backing up on it and backhanding it as Ortiz throws a long way across the diamond, and it's there. That was a nifty throw from Ortiz. 5-3 put out, and there's 2 away. 12 in a row retired by Baysox pitching. Now it goes to Logan O'Hoppe. Righty on righty as Elliott looks for his second consecutive perfect frame. He fires home. Slider cuts its way into the edge of the zone and called for a strike. O'Hoppe was backing away from it at first, and it moved its way in to start it out at 0-1. 0 for 1 day for O'Hoppe. Next pitch, swinging a bouncing ball over towards short. Charging in is Henderson. Scoops it at the waist. Fires high. The throw pulls him off the bag, but Mundy applies the tag with the spin. Excellent throw, excellent reception, and a beautiful tag. Another 3-up, 3-down inning. That one really highlighted by the defense of Bowie. We're on to the 6th here at First Energy Stadium. The Baysox need to get the offense going. They trail 6-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. There's plenty to catch in the month of May with fireworks every home Saturday. Hope to see you there.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
We move on to the 6th, and Reading makes a couple of changes defensively right now. As Bowie trails 6-1, the Fightins send a new center fielder out. It's Chris Sharp replacing Simone Muzziotti. I'm not sure if Muzziotti tweaked something somewhere along the way. He didn't bat in the last half inning, but he's not out there. And they also make a pitching change. Billy Sullivan is out of the bullpen, second reliever of the day for Reading. He replaces Mike Adams, who came in a delicate situation and pitched admirably. Danced out of a first and third jam in the 5th. Shane Fontana is the first batter, and he watches pitch up and away for a called ball. It's 1-0. Adams finished an inning and a third of ball, gave up 2 hits and no runs. He struck out 3 batters and walked 1. Next pitch to Fontana misses away again, and the count goes to 2-0. But it makes way for Billy Sullivan now, 6'2", 195-pound, 23-year-old right-hander, undrafted free agent in the 2020 season. Fires a pitch down to Fontana, and the count starts out at 3-0. Fontana drew a 4-pitch walk his last time up. He's seeing the zone well. Sullivan, a native of Newcastle, Delaware, so not too far from here. The 3-0 to Fontana. Down and away for ball 4. So a leadoff walk on 4 pitches from Sullivan. That's the 4th walk drawn by the Baysox today. So Sullivan comes in for his 9th appearance of the season. There's a handful of players in this Reading bullpen that have already gotten to 9 and 10 appearances. Meanwhile, the most in Bowie's bullpen right now is Morgan McSweeney with 7. Here's Maverick Hanley, first pitch. Slider misses away, and it's 5 straight pitches out of the zone to start for Billy Sullivan. He's 1-0 on the year with a 4.50 ERA in 8 innings, 9 strikeouts to 7 walks. He's allowed a homer. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball goes down, and the count evens at 1. Hanley, on his second multi-hit day of the season, had a double and a run scored in the third, hit a soft single up the middle in the fourth. Scored once, the only Bowie run. Next pitch. Misses down and inside, and the count goes to 2-1. Runner at first, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Bowie down by 5. Next offering to Hanley is a curveball called for strike on the inside edge, and the count evens up at 2. So Sullivan is actually back with an organization that initially targeted him, as the next is just ticked foul. Hanley much too far ahead of the curveball. Held on just enough to get a piece of it. Because the Phillies selected him out of high school, 28th round of the 2017 draft, but he elected not to sign. Went to the University of Delaware. Was a blue hen for a while, and then, of course, the 2020 draft was short, so nobody got the chance to pick him after the first 5 rounds. And then he signed with the Phillies. Next pitch, misses up and away. Count runs full here on Maverick Hanley. He's liable to get here fairly often, averages 4 pitches per plate appearance, and this is his 10th full count this year. 1 for 7, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Here's the payoff. Hanley watches down low for ball 4. Couple of borderline takes there for Bowie to draw the 2 walks. Of course, Hanley's was a lot more delicate than Fontana's because Fontana's was a 3-0 pitch, but still. Back-to-back walks to open the frame, 2 from Sullivan already, and 5 from Redding as a team. And again, this is what we anticipated out of this series. While there were, for Bowie, 4 walks in the first inning from their pitching staff between Griffin McClarty and Shelton Perkins, Bowie and Redding lead the league in walks drawn at the plate. But you do need to recall that Bowie, at this point, has played 2 fewer games than Redding because of the postponed game in Binghamton that got pushed to June. And then the same for the Friday game against Harrisburg at Prince George's Stadium that also got pushed to June. So that's going to be a very tough stretch. Bowie is going to be playing 14 games in a span of 15 days, if I'm doing my math right. Normally I'm not, but I'm pretty sure I am here. Here's Dylan Harris, first and second, nobody out. First pitch, Harris watches high, and the count starts out at 1-0. 2 for 2 day for Harris. Drove in Bowie's only run in the 3rd inning with a single up the middle. Singled off of the ankle of the pitcher in the 4th. Next pitch. Misses away, and the count goes to 2-0. Really feels like the zone might have shrunk a little bit now with the right-hander Sullivan onto the mound. Bowie had a lot of wide called strikes, especially against left-handers, and that's just not happening here. Here's the 2-0 to Harris. That one middle. Sullivan definitely getting a little bit frustrated as he'd already fired 11 pitches, make that 13 pitches, and only 3 of them going for strikes. He needed something just to get me over pitch to work back into the strike column. The 2-1 to Harris. Misses wide, and the count goes to 3-1. So a big opportunity here for a heavy hitter as a right-hander is up and moving in the bullpen. That's Bubby Rossman for Redding. Harris could really do some damage. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Chases on a high fastball, and the count fills. Harris, with his stellar numbers this season, is surprisingly quiet with runners in scoring position. That's why, while he is batting .364 with a .1065 OPS, he only has 4 RBIs, and most of those have been on his home runs. He's 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. The payoff. Misses down low for ball 4, and Billy Sullivan has walked the bases loaded here to start the top of the 6th inning. I'd have to imagine this elicits a mound visit, at the very least, from pitching coach Matt Hockenberry. You can't leave your guy out there to flounder this much, and yep, there's Hockenberry. So he'll try and calm the nerves. I'd imagine there's at least some for this Redding reliever. Fans, the Orioles' future is always on MILB.TV. With every Baysox game this season streamed live, the only way to watch the Baysox on any device is on MILB.TV. Use the promo code Baysox, all capitals, that's BAYSOX, at checkout. Save $10 on a yearly subscription. Visit MILB.TV for more details today. Around the rest of the Eastern League, there's one other game in action, another 11 a.m. affair out in New Hampshire. Binghamton and New Hampshire are playing a much tighter affair, 1-0 in the top of the 6th at Delta Dental Stadium. Then later tonight, you've got 4 games. One at 6 o'clock, that's Altoona hosting Somerset. 2 at 6:30, Harrisburg and Richmond will face off. Akron hosts Erie in a Southwest Division battle. And then Portland and Hartford up at Dunkin' Donuts Park. But here in Reading, it's 6-1 Fightins, but the Baysox threatening to make some noise. Hudson Haskins steps to the plate with the bases loaded for the second time today. First pitch is called a strike on the upper outside corner. It's 0-1. Haskins struck out swinging against Mike Adams on a 2-2 pitch in the 4th inning with the bases loaded. Stranded them all. Here's the next. Haskins spoils it foul right side, and it's 0-2. 19 pitches so far for Billy Sullivan. That's only his 7th strike thrown. Haskin on the season, when you include today, 2 for 4 with the bases loaded, 2 strikeouts, but a grand slam and 7 runs driven in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In there, strike 3. Very late ring up on a curveball that just worked its way on the inside corner, and Haskin goes down on 3 pitches. That's still only the first out of the inning, and it's still Gunnar Henderson coming up. So you're not out of the woods just yet. Bowie can still pile something on right now. One swing of the bat, and it's a 1-run game. This is Henderson's 2nd plate appearance with the bases loaded this season. He had a 2 RBI single in his first. First pitch here, flared out toward left field, but this one's slicing foul. That one hits off of one of the vendor awnings, out past the wall, just a little bit too late on it. But it had the distance to get out. And again, this is a notorious bandbox, a good hitter's park. Even with the wind moving in, Henderson can really bop it out of here without putting in too much effort. Here's the 0-1. He pushes this one out to left field again. This time fair, though. Corridor curls on it. He runs down and makes the catch toward the corner. Tagging from third and scoring is Fontana. The sacrifice fly makes it 6-2, still in favor of Reading. But Henderson picks up his 19th RBI of the season. So now 2 away, and here comes Jordan Westberg. So at this point, at least Sullivan is peppering the zone a little bit more. He really learned the hard way that Bowie is not a team to just go swinging at whatever pitch may dance on the edge of the zone. They're very selective, and it's led them to lead the league in walks drawn. So here's Westberg, 0 for 2 day with a walk and 2 strikeouts. First pitch. Fouled off, back to the screen. Ahead on the changeup high, and the count opens at 0-1. Westberg walked in the last inning. He got to third base, but was left stranded. That's been the biggest issue for Bowie's offense this season, is runners left on base. Reading has actually left on more, but the Baysox, they've really taken a jump up over the last few days. 0-1. Westberg swings through it, curveball down, and the count goes to 0-2. Boy, if the Baysox only come out of this scenario with 1 run across, that's a really tough sell. Sullivan walked the bases loaded with nobody out, and he's 1 strike away from holding it to just 1 run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Westberg swings and misses. Curveball down and away, and the Baysox strand another pair of runners. They're already up to 10 left on base through 5.5 innings. As they load the bases with nobody out here in the top of the 6th and only get 1 run out of it. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at First Energy Stadium. Bowie still trails, but now it's 6-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Jensen Elliott is back out to work for his third inning of relief, and he's been pitching phenomenally in his second AA appearance. Matt Sabatas with you from First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-2. First pitch home to Josh Akami misses down, and the count opens up at 1-0. Akami 0 for 2 on the day, 2 strikeouts looking. Next pitch misses wide, and the count goes to 2-0. But it's Akami, Vito Fresia, and then Ali Castillo due up for Reading. 5, 6, and 7 in this Fightins lineup. Here's the next. Grounded over to first, but just foul. That's unfortunate. J.D. Mundy had a great read on it and picked the screamer up off of 2 bounces. Probably would have had an easy time to flip it to the pitcher if it was fair, but it was foul. Just barely as it skipped over the bag. Does run the count to 2 balls and a strike, though, on Akami. Akami ran the count full back in the first inning before striking out. Next pitch, this one driven on a line out toward the right field corner, and it's past the reach of Dylan Harris. One hops the wall. So hard struck that it holds Akami to just a single, but that is the first base runner for Reading since the first inning when they scored 6 runs. Breaks up a string of 13 consecutive batters retired by Baysox pitching. Started by Shelton Perkins and carried on by Jensen Elliott for 2 consecutive innings. But now, in Elliott's third inning, Akami picks up the leadoff single. Here's Vito Fresia. 0 for 1 day for him. First pitch. Slider hits the outside edge of the zone for a called strike. It's 0-1 to open. Elliott did have his struggles against left-handed hitters primarily in his AA debut against Harrisburg. Did give up a home run against them. Here's the next. Check swing and a curveball down. He went. That one was a little bit close. I think it probably would have been easier to just call that one a strike the way it looked in the zone. But the outcome is essentially the same. It runs the count to 0-2. Fresia walked and scored in the first inning. He lined out to third base in the third. Something on the ground here would be nice. He's hit into 2 double plays this season, but doesn't put it on the ground too often. Next pitch. Curveball misses in the dirt. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Fresia, he's got a ground out to air out ratio of just 0.4. So what that means is that he hits a little bit over twice as many fly balls as he does ground balls. It's very simple once you actually dissect the numbers there, and it tells you how liable he is to potentially hit into a double play. Next pitch is another slider. This one misses down and away, and the count goes even at 2. But again, with that ratio of only 0.4, that means that he doesn't hit it on the ground too often. You got to pitch him low and see if you can work around that. The 2-2 misses away again. Fresia is not interested in the sliders, and Elliott just keeps throwing them. 3 straight pitches to try and get him to chase, and it didn't happen. You got to go with something different here. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Went with something different, the fastball down, and Elliott picks up his second AA strikeout at a crucial moment here. Started ahead 0-2. Fresia worked it full, And Elliott worked back to strike him out. Here's Ali Castillo. 0 for 1 day for him. He had a sacrifice fly to drive in a run in the first. Popped out to short his last time up. First pitch, swing and a miss. Now I got a piece, but it's off the mid of the catcher. Count opens at 0-1. Again, Bowie down 6-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Take away the first, and this is a much more fun ball game, but for now it's still Bowie and their struggles with runners left on base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Castillo pulls back on a slider down and away. He was kind of dancing out of the box as that one came up on him at first and then cut all the way across the zone. A lot of great movement on that one. But it runs the count even at 1. Here's the next pitch. Called a strike in the lower outside corner, a changeup. And it's 1-2. Runner at first, 2 away. Check that 1 away. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a little nubber. This one's a swinging bunt over toward the catcher, and Handley can't get it. He slipped on the grass while barehanding it, and there was really nothing that he could have done, even if he did get there cleanly. It's an infield single for Castillo. He didn't intend for it to be that way, but that's what happened. And that's what's so unfortunate. You had a good pitcher's pitch. You got the weak contact that you hoped for. You got, in essence, a ground ball that, if it was a little bit better of a ground ball, could have been a potential double play ball. But instead, it was so weakly hit, it's a single. Here's Jonathan Guzman, and the first pitch misses down. It's 1-0 to start. Guzman, an 0 for 1 day. Walked and scored in the first inning. That was against Shelton Perkins. Grounded out to the pitcher's mound in the fourth. Next pitch. Slider hits the outside edge of the zone, and the count evens at 1. Well, I'm still getting used to Elliott's repertoire myself. And I will say now, I am having a tough time discerning between the slider and the fastball. I think his fastball just has a lot of good run with how tall he is. Next pitch, a check swing on a tailing breaking ball down and away. He didn't go, so the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. First and second, only 1 away. Guzman, a heavy pull candidate, 42% of the time, so they play him that way to try and turn 2, and he bounces it up the middle. This one might not be 2. Picked to the glove, scooped by Westberg. He gets it to Henderson, but Henderson can't make the turn to first. That one threw me. Oh, goodness. Westberg with the little glove transfer. He just shoveled it to Henderson, but the transfer was too slow to first base. Fielder's choice goes 4-6 to eliminate Castillo, the tailing runner, and Guzman is safe at first base, replacing Castillo. Mignati is the batter with runners at the corners and now 2 outs. First pitch. He watches the curve for a called strike. It's 0-1. Elliott definitely seems to be getting into his groove now. He's working with a lot more confidence. And his stuff is breaking so much more than it did against Harrisburg. Here's a bouncing ball slowly over to first. Picked by J.D. Mundy. He almost slipped, but just held upright. Turned heel and trotted back to the bag to retire the runner unassisted. So the inning is over. 2 hits. No runs, no errors, 2 left on base. Only 3 left on base so far today for Reading. We go to the 7th here at First Energy Stadium. Bowie still looking for some offense as they trail 6-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Nitro Circus is back with an all-new tour coming to Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Fueled by new athletes, new tricks, and the craziest contraptions, the Good, Bad, and Rad Tour presented by A-Shock marries the sketchy, scary, and cringe-worthy dangers of big air action sports to the hilarious comedy of Nitro's lunatic daredevils who risk their lives to send it. Bowie, it's going down at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets as low as $35 are on sale now at Baysox.com. It's a very special day at Prince George's Stadium on Saturday, June 18th that you don't want to miss. The Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration, sponsored by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Fans that get to the game will have a chance to bid on game-worn Baysox jerseys, with all proceeds going to benefit the Clemente Foundation. Again, don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of Baysox history on Saturday, June 18th with the Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration, and you can get your tickets now at baysox.com.
We're on to the 7th inning here in Reading as Bowie still falls 6-2 so far, trying to get something going as we just get to the 1 o'clock hour. New pitcher steps to the hill for the Fightins as J.D. Mundy, Joey Ortiz, and Greg Cullen will step to the plate to bat. That's 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Billy Sullivan's day is done. He had a very interesting 6th inning. He tossed one full frame, didn't give up a hit, did give up a run though, struck out 2 batters and walked 3. First pitch to Mundy, misses up and inside, and the count starts out at 1-0. New pitcher on the mound is Bubby Rossman. Heck of a name there. Rossman, a 6'5", 220-pound, 29-year-old right-hander from La Habra, California. Kicks and fires the next, and Mundy fouls it off. Too far ahead of the curveball, and the count goes even to ball and a strike. Rossman making his 10th appearance of the season, a 1-2 record, a 6.39 ERA. 12 2/3 innings, he struck out 11, walked 7, given up 2 home runs this year. Does pitch a little bit better against lefties overall. Next pitch fouled off back to the screen again. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Mundy, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Rossman has a very closed stance when he comes set. He's got one of those hard angles when he's on the mound. His front foot is stepped back, facing almost toward left field. Next pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3. A high fastball as Mundy comes up empty. That's the first strikeout for Rossman as he starts his outing with that. 12th strikeout overall for Reading pitching as it goes to Joey Ortiz now. Ortiz on a hot stretch. 4-game hit streak, including his single today. Longest of the season for him. First pitch home. Misses down. And the count starts out at 1-0. I tell you, it must be morning game for the video board, too. They say Ortiz is 0 for 2 on the video board. He had a single in the 5th inning. I remember it. I was here. Here's the next. Called a strike, bottom half of the zone, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. The game day tracker has him at 1 for 3 on the day with a single. I'm not sure where they're getting that info. Here's the next pitch. Spoiled foul right side, a good rip, but the count goes to 1-2. Again, it's the 5th consecutive morning or afternoon game for Bowie right now. Again, not designed that way. You had Friday and Saturday in the mix, which should have been 7:05 and 6:05 respectively, but they were both rained out. Here's the next pitch. Ortiz reaches forward and fouls it off of his own body and home plate. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes on that slow-hanging curve. But it's definitely going to be weird getting into the routine again of having to do all the work during the day and not do it at night before the game, call the game, and then, have the night to yourself for a little bit. Here's the next pitch. Slider misses down and away, and the count goes even at 2. They must be listening to the broadcast over in the production room because they finally flashed up the 1 for 3 on Ortiz's headshot. We'll wait on the 2-2 offering. Here it is. Fouled off right side, and the count stays even. Again, Bowie trails 6-2 here as we sit in the top of the 7th. It's the 19th annual morning game here at First Energy Stadium, one of the most historic ballparks in the country. They call it America's Classic Ballpark. The 2-2 bounces in, and the count runs full on Ortiz. This season, he's 0 for 8 on full counts. This is his first today. 2 strikeouts, 4 walks. They play him very wide on the infield. He's liable to spray in both directions. Doesn't actually go up the middle too often, only 16%. The payoff, misses down in the dirt for ball 4. So Ortiz draws the walk. That's only his 8th this season. But it gets Bowie another base runner. And again, this is what can be so frustrating for the Baysox throughout the year, is that they just run some of these pitchers into the ground. They look so good at just reading the zone and drawing these walks and extending the game and extending the innings. And then they just leave so many on base. Greg Cullen steps in. First pitch is a slider down and inside. Count starts out at 1-0. Cullen is 0 for 3 on the day. He struck out twice, flew out to left field back in the 4th inning. Here's the next. Cullen fouls it off to the left side. Count goes even at 1. I meant to ask and I forgot. This is the 19th annual morning game. Does that mean it's the 19th edition or is it the 18th edition? Because there wasn't one in 2020 and we had this same debate on opening day at Prince George's Stadium because it was the 29th season of Baysox baseball. As the next pitch to Cullen is swung on and missed for strike 2. It's 1-2. It was the 29th season of Baysox baseball, but the 30th year of Baysox baseball. Because there wasn't any baseball played, but the Baysox were there, you know? So I forgot to ask if this is the 19th game or the 18th game. Here's the 1-2. Cullen swings and just gets a piece. It's off the glove of Ohapi. Count stays. But now, games before noon are a lot more prevalent in minor league baseball. They brought them in as Education Day initiatives to bring out local schools. Bowie's already had a couple of their own. They had one against Richmond 2 weeks ago today. Here's the 1-2, misses high, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Greg Cullen. But I think as recently as 2019, it's either 2019 or 2018, they had this game as early as 9:30 in the morning. That's a stretch for me. Here's the 2-2. Cullen watches just away, barely. I think we've seen pitches like that called for strikes before today. But Cullen's not going to get upset. He'll take it to the full count. That's back-to-back full counts for Bubby Rossman. Rossman deals, and Cullen swings and misses. High fastball. Second strikeout of the day for Rossman. Took matters into his own hand after not getting the called strike he liked on the previous pitch. 2 away. Goes to Shane Fontana. Yeah, I don't know if I can do a 9:30 game. Because with the amount of prep that goes into it, you'd have to be at the ballpark by 5 o'clock, no matter what. I got to the ballpark today at 7:30, and I felt that was too late. First pitch to Shane Fontana is popped up to shallow left field corridor. Had a late read on it, had to sprint in, but finally camps under and makes the play. So the Baysox get a 1-out base runner, a walk by Joey Ortiz, but he's left stranded. 11 left on base for Bowie. As we stretch here at First Energy Stadium, the Baysox still hoping for some offense as they trail 6-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
We're on to the bottom of the 7th here at First Energy Stadium as it's the top of the Reading lineup due up against Jensen Elliott. First pitch home is a fastball that just misses too far inside, and it's 1-0. So Chris Sharp is the new batter. Simone Muzziotti departed in the last half inning on defense. This pitch grounded over to the left side. Diving grab by Henderson. He uprights. He fires. He got him. Oh, what a play by Henderson. Every single inch of that 6'2 frame to take away a base hit from Sharp. Oh, goodness. Every time he steps on the field, every time a ball is hitting his direction, I'm blown away. You saw the cloud of dust just fly into the air as he stole that one. And there's one gone to start the 7th. First pitch home to Jalen Ortiz is a swinging strike, and the count starts out at 0-1. Ortiz, a 1-for-3 day, singled and scored in the first inning. That's where all of Reading's runs have come from, a 6-run first. Next pitch is slider, misses down and away, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Ortiz has struck out twice since that single. Elliott is cruising right now, too, trying to finish a 4th inning of relief. Next pitch, a curveball called for strike on the outside edge, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. He has gone this long before. Did it against the Wilmington Blue Rocks, that's the Nationals affiliate, when he was with High A Aberdeen earlier this season. Next pitch down and away, and the count goes even at 2. So that is his season's high, and his career high is 5 innings. He does have some spot starts under his belt, so he's familiar, and again, that's the way the Orioles try to develop some of these relievers. This pitch grounded over to the left side and off the gloves of both left infielders. Joey Ortiz dove for the ball. It hit off of his glove, and it stopped it from getting to Gunnar Henderson. Henderson would have had a chance to backhand it if it didn't touch Ortiz. But it gets past everyone, and they give it a base hit. So it's a multi-hit day for Jalen Ortiz. I got my names mixed up there between Jalen and Joey Ortiz. Now it goes to Aldrum Corridor. First pitch home to the left-hander. Misses down, and the count starts out at 1-0. Corridor singled in a pair of runs in the first inning with runners at first and third. He just dribbled the ball up the first base line past the pinched-in infield. Next pitch, bounced up the middle, picked by Jensen Elliott. He turns to second for 1, from Henderson to Mundy for 2, and the inning is over. Some more stellar infield defense from the Baysox to eliminate a 1-out single and work through a clean 7th inning. Elliott faces the minimum, and he's fired 4 scoreless in relief. As we go to the 8th here at First Energy Stadium, it's Reading 6, Bowie 2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
roll on to the 8th inning here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie still hunting for some offense. 11 base runners stranded today as Bowie trails 6-2. New pitcher on the mound for the Fightins is a hurler just brought up a couple of minutes ago. He wasn't even on the roster this time about 2 hours ago. First pitch home to Maverick. Hanley is fouled off right side. Count opens up at 0-1. Give me a second for the name. Ofrady Gomez steps in to replace Bubby Rossman, who tossed a scoreless inning with a walk and 2 strikeouts. That was his quick line. Next pitch, Hanley watches high, and the count goes even at 1. Hanley is leading off for the 2nd inning today. He doubled when he led off the 3rd inning and scored one of Bowie's 2 runs. He's got a 2-for-2 day with a walk. Here's the next pitch. Down and inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Hanley. After Hanley, it's Dylan Harris, then back to the top of the lineup and Hudson Haskin. If any reach, Gunnar Henderson will follow. Bases empty, nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Gomez delivers the next, and Hanley swings through at a high fastball. Count goes to 2-1. Do we have any information on Ofrady Gomez this season? We do. He bounced around a lot in 2021. Goodness. Played at 4 different levels as Hanley pops this one into shallow center field. Down on it quickly is Sharp. He has plenty of time to camp under it, and my usual joke, make a tent, pitch, fire up the campfire and grill some s'mores before making the catch. See, you try to force the joke and it comes out poorly. Oh, goodness. So Gomez played at 4 different levels in 2021, including Reading. Faces off against Dylan Harris here. First pitch is called a strike and a curveball away. It's 0-1 to start. Harris is also 2-for-2 on the day with a walk. They play him to pull, and the next pitch to the lefty misses high, a fastball. Count evens at 1. Apparently there's a different Ofrady Gomez I'm looking at. As this Ofrady Gomez used to pitch in the Kansas City organization, but does not anymore. Here's the next. Called a strike to Harris down low, and the count goes to 1-2. I've made that mistake before. It's come back to haunt me. There's a pitcher in the Cleveland system. I think Logan Allen was his name. Here's the next to Harris. Misses away wide, and the count goes to 2-2. Why can't I find this guy? There was a pitcher, Logan Allen. There was 2 different pitchers in the Cleveland system named Logan Allen. Both had pitched in the minors at one point in 2021. I got them mixed up. Here's the 2-2 to Harris. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Chases in a high fastball. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Ofrady Gomez. Here's Hudson Haskin, first pitch. Right-hander watches high. Count starts out at 1-0. 5th time to the plate already today for Haskin. He's 0-for-3 with 3 strikeouts. Did get hit by a pitch, but was left stranded at first base. Bases empty, already 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning as Bowie trails by 4. Next, Haskin takes a half swing on a slider down and away. He couldn't get back in time, and the count goes even at 1. I literally cannot find the page for this Ofrady Gomez. Oh, you know why? Because this is his first appearance in 2022. Goodness. That's why I couldn't find anything on him. Here's the next. Inside. Count goes to 2-1. Or is it? Because the information we have here from Reading is incorrect then. Next pitch. Broken bat nubber right back to the mound. Gomez departs, picks it up, fires to first, and the inning is over, 1-3. We'll try and solve the riddle of Ofrady Gomez some other time. And So far, Bowie can't solve the riddle as they go down in order against him. We go to the bottom of the 8th here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie still trails 6-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
We're on to the bottom of the 8th here at First Energy Stadium as Bowie trails 6-2, and it looks like the Baysox have made another pitching change. Jensen Elliott pitched phenomenally in relief for the Baysox, and Tyler Birch has come out of the bullpen to relieve him. Birch fires a first pitch ball to Logan Ohapi away, and the count starts out at 1-0. Ohapi is 0-2 with a walk and a run scored. Next pitch slider called for strike, and the count evens at 1. So the line on Jensen Elliott is final, and it was outstanding. For his second appearance at Double-A, he tossed 4 innings, gave up 3 hits and no runs. Struck out 2 batters, did not walk any. Pitch misses away to Ohapi, so the count goes to 2-1. Here's the next. Roped over to third, taken on one bounce by Ortiz. Plenty of time to charge and fire to first. It's a little wide, but it's in time. That one was so well struck, Ortiz had nowhere to run. Just had to eat it up at the waist and made the best play he could out of it. Very good. So Birch is the new pitcher. He's already recorded the quick out. I'm playing a little catch-up here myself as he faces off against left-hander Josh Ockamy. First pitch home as they play Ockamy to pull. It's called a strike in the upper outside corner. It's 0-1. Birch, a 6'2", 190-pound, 24-year-old right-hander. Used to pitch in this organization. Never made it to Reading, but going against some of his former mates from Clearwater and Jersey Shore. Next pitch called a strike, a swinging strike in the outside half, a check swing. Counted 0-2 on Josh Ockamy, who's 1 for 3 with a single and a pair of strikeouts looking. Again, hard to pull, 42% pull rate. Next pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Birch on the season all year with Bowie, 6 appearances, a 9 ERA. That's 7 earned in 7 innings. He struck out 10, walked 4, given up 2 homers. But he is on a good stretch right now, 2 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings, as the next is fouled off behind the screen and out of the stadium. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Birch last came in for a very quick out to end the 5th inning against Harrisburg on the 5th. He only needed him for 1 batter, and that was it. The 1-2, down and inside, count goes even at 2. At this point, with the way the game is going, Bowie down by 4. Bases empty, 1 away. You get Birch through this 8th, and see what your offense can do, but there's not much left. Next pitch, a check swing and a called strike 3. Ockamy went around, according to the home plate umpire, no appeal, And that's the first strikeout for Tyler Birch. It's only the 7th overall for Baysox pitching today. That's the more notable piece. And again, I don't think they're too concerned, because aside from the first inning, Bowie has put together an excellent day on the mound. Number 6 batter Vito Freesia steps in. First pitch to the right-hander, misses a bit down, and the count starts out at 1-0. 96 miles an hour. Birch really looks like he's adding in a little bit of extra oomph to each of his throws, and I guess it could be because he's throwing against the team that traded him away. Next pitch popped up right side, foul ground. Mundy racing on it, but out of room. Braces up against the netting on the warning track, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. They've got a very interesting warning track here at First Energy Stadium. I've never seen it. The dirt's all gray. Like, it's very gray. So noticeably gray. I'm not sure if that's an old-time thing. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slider, a beauty. Called for strike on the outer edge. It's 1-2. Because, again, a lot of what this ballpark represents is history. They've dedicated just about every nook and cranny of it to veterans. They call it America's Classic Ballpark. They dubbed it Baseball Town. That word is plastered across the bottom of the center field wall. Here's the 1-2. Spoiled foul again right side. Count to 1-2. So again, they do things with a lot of history, with a lot of old school, with a lot of brick facade. So that's why I wonder if the gray warning track is something that you used to see in days gone past. Birch looks for the K. The 1-2, he got it. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Birch strikes out a pair in a perfect 8th inning. Bowie pitching has really been picking it up since the end of the first. They just need the offense to finish it out. We go to the 9th here at First Energy Stadium. Bowie trails 6-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sunday, May 22nd, it's a fiesta at Prince George's Stadium. For the first time this season, the Baysox will transform into El Congrejos Fantasmas de Chesapeake and face off against Los Perros Calientes de Akron as part of Minor League Baseball's Copa de la Diversión. It'll be a Latin fiesta celebration all afternoon around the ballpark, all presented by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Get your tickets today at 301-464-4865 and online at baysox.com.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Bowie down to their final 3 outs this afternoon here in Reading as we move on to the 9th inning. Still a 6-2 ball game. 2, 3, and 4 in the Baysox lineup due-up, starting with Gunnar Henderson. First pitch to the left-hander is called a strike on the outer edge of the zone. It's 0-1. Henderson, Westberg, Mundy, the batters set to bat. Joey Ortiz will follow if any of them reach base. Some of the fans starting to depart on this one. It's more of the school groups as the next pitch misses down, and the count goes even at 1. I'm seeing now on the concourse one of the people saying goodbye to all the fans. They had a great ceremony in a first pitch at the beginning of the game. A woman in her late 90s, in original Rosie the Riveter. The next pitch ripped up the third base line. That's a fair ball and will hit off the bullpen on the Baysox side. Henderson speeds around first base. He'll go to second. Thinks about third, but stops at second. He's fine with the stand-up double. Leadoff double for Henderson is his 5th of the season. Another multi-hit performance for Gunnar as he had the single back in the 5th inning. It's his 7th multi-hit game of the year and his 5th 2-hit game. Leadoff base runner aboard for Bowie. That is now the 4th inning they've done that. 2 of the previous 3 times that runner scored. So here's Jordan Westberg. Big chance for him to break out right now. Make the most of this opportunity as he's 0 for 3 with a walk. Well, Frady Gomez still the pitcher on the mound. Fires the first into Westberg. It's called a strike, lower inside corner. Draws a quick stare from Westberg as he thought that one might have been too low, and the count opens up at 0-1. Yeah, they had an original Rosie the Riveter, and she's still at the ballpark, walking the concourse, saying hi to everyone, chatting. They told her story pregame, and it was very lovely. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Westberg watches slider down and away. Count goes even and a ball and a strike. And she worked in a mill in the area back in World War II alongside her husband. And since then, says she's lived a very fun and fulfilling life. Even had a viral video of her, apparently a couple of years back. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses down to Westberg, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, they said she had never gone out for a snow day in her life. Well, despite growing up in Pennsylvania, made a snow angel when she was in her early 90s. Took video of it, and it made the rounds on ABC, Good Morning America, and the like. Very fun. 2 balls and a strike on Westberg. Pitch home. Curveball hits the zone. Westberg didn't think it would break, but it did. Count goes even at 2. Yeah, so I figured out what the issue was in trying to solve the Ofrady Gomez riddle. It was a copy and paste issue, so all of the notes that Redding gave us were incorrect on Gomez. He did not pitch in 4 levels last season. He's a former White Sox farmhand. This one ripped foul, third base side. Westberg had a good read on the curveball, but was just too early on it. Count stays even at 2. Yeah, Gomez was signed as a minor league free agent just this past April. Prior to that, he had bounced between AA and AAA for Chicago last season. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Westberg strikes out for the 4th time today. Second strikeout for Ofrady Gomez. Bowie's gone down 15 times at the plate today. Here's J.D. Mundy, runner at second, 1 away in the top of the 9th. Bowie trails by 4. First pitch, lefty Mundy fouls it off left side, and the count starts out at 1-0. It's an 0 for 4 day for J.D. He'd been trading off hits and hitless games over the past few days. He's still got hits in 7 or 6 of his last 8 entering this game, but he's 0 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to second. Picked at the chest by Mignati, and he sidearms it to first for the out. Henderson moves to third base, but the Baysox are down to their final out, still trailing 4. And Joey Ortiz comes up. He's riding a hot couple of days, though, so he could easily kickstart a rally. Ortiz 1 for 3 day, a single, a walk. Hasn't gotten past first base, though. First pitch to him is a curveball called for strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1 to open. Gunnar Henderson at third base, led off the inning with a double. And it looks like that 6-run first is going to be all she wrote against Bowie today, unless they break out big. Next pitch to Ortiz misses down, and the count goes even at 1. Gomez fires the next. Ortiz watches a called ball low, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. We'll get Baysox postgame coming your way in just a little bit. Highlights and a recap of this one, then a quick breeze around the Eastern League and the Orioles organization. And then a look ahead to tomorrow as well for Game 2 of this series. Next to Ortiz, swing and a miss. He got a piece on the curveball, but it's the second strike. So the count evens at 2. And one fan to his feet. Oh, now they're getting to their feet. Fans ready to see this day come to an end. The 2-2 to Ortiz, swing and a miss. Down on a curveball, and the ball game is over. A 6-run first inning for Reading dooms the Baysox this afternoon. Your final today, 6-2. We'll step aside. When we come back, we bring you Baysox postgame, highlights and a recap of this one as Bowie drops their first in this 6-game series. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Sabanas.
Well, a bit of a tough one this afternoon as the Baysox start out their 6-game series with Reading on a loss. 6-2 the final here from First Energy Stadium. The 19th annual morning game goes in favor of the home squad. Matt Sabatas with you from Reading as we get started with Baysox postgame. We'll recap this one in depth, get you some highlights, and then look around the rest of the Eastern League and the Orioles organization as a whole, see how the rest of the minor league circuit is handling their day today. I think it's DL Hall's scheduled start for Norfolk, his Triple-A debut, so that should be a fun one. But let's recap this one. So we go back in time all the way to 11:03 a.m. when first pitch came home from Noah Skiro to Hudson Haskin. It was a scoreless first inning for Skiro. He did walk Gunnar Henderson, and that extended Henderson's on-base streak to 26 consecutive games for the Baysox. Longest of the season in the Eastern League, but he'd be the only base runner in that frame, and Skiro would strike out the side in the second. But before we even got to that second inning, things got cooking early in the first for Reading. Griffin McClarty got the start for Bowie, a spot start. It was only his second start of the year and his first for the Baysox. He walked the first batter, Simone Muzziotti. He gave up a single to Jalen Ortiz and then a 2 RBI single to Aldrum Corridor. He walked Logan Ohapi to put runners at first and second. Finally picked up his first out when Josh Akami struck out looking, but then walked Vito Fresia to load the bases with only 1 out. Things were definitely getting a little bit dicey for Griffin McClarty at that point. As he danced with Ali Castillo for another full count, he had worked 3 consecutive full counts. Castillo lifted a ball to center field, driving in another run on a sacrifice fly, making it 3-0 and chasing McClarty out of the game. Shelton Perkins came in with just 2 outs in the first inning, got Jonathan Guzman ahead, but Guzman worked back and drew a walk to load the bases. And that brings us to our first highlight as Fraylin Mignati stepped up to the plate with bases loaded. Still only 2 outs. He hit big. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive, third base side, down for base hit, rolling toward the corner. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Rounding third all the way from first is Guzman as the throw is cut off at third base. It's a 3 RBI double for Fraylin Mignati and a big-time 6-run first inning for the Fightins here at First Energy Stadium. As it turns out, that would really be the bulk, if not all, of Reading's real offense throughout the day, because after that double, Shelton Perkins locked in. Got a fly out by Muzziotti to end the frame, and then in the second, he really found the strike zone. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Back-to-back sliders to polish it off, and a perfect second inning for Shelton Perkins out of the bullpen. He strikes out a pair and sends us to the third. In the third inning, Bowie's offense was finally starting to cook just a little bit, especially thanks to Maverick Hanley. He led off with a double, his second of the season, and set up Dylan Harris to get Bowie on the board. Hard to remember. Next pitch. Bounced up the middle, off the mound, past the shortstop for a base hit. Into shallow center as the go sign is put on for Hanley. The throw comes in wide, and Hanley scores. The Baysox are on the board with back-to-back base hits. This one, an RBI single from Dylan Harris, and it's 6-1. Bowie would not get anyone more across in that frame, though. Hudson Haskin did get hit by a pitch to push Harris to second base, but he was left stranded. The game continued on into the fifth inning as Bowie's pitching continued to work well. Shelton Perkins tossed a scoreless third, a perfect third, handed it over to Jensen Elliott, who also pitched a perfect inning, started with the fourth. In the fifth, Elliott opened with a strikeout and then relied a little bit on the defense to keep things rolling. 0 for 1 day for O'Hoppe. Next pitch, swinging a bouncing ball over towards short. Charging in is Henderson. Scoops it at the waist. Fires high. The throw pulls him off the bag, but Mundy applies the tag with the spin. Excellent throw, excellent reception, and a beautiful tag. Another 3-up, 3-down inning. That one really highlighted by the defense of Bowie. It would end the frame, another perfect frame for the Baysox, and that gave them a big opportunity. As things shifted into the sixth inning, new pitcher Billy Sullivan came out of the pen, and he had trouble finding the strike zone quick. 4-pitch walk to Shane Fontana to open. Back-to-back full-count walks to Maverick Hanley and Dylan Harris, loading the bases with nobody out. But then Hudson Haskins struck out looking. Gunnar Henderson did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly to left field, but that was the second out of the frame. It was still first and second, now with 2 outs, though, and Jordan Westberg really needed a big play. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Westberg swings and misses. Curveball down and away, and the Baysox strand another pair of runners. They're already up to 10 left on base through 5.5 innings as they load the bases with nobody out here in the top of the sixth and only get 1 run out of it. The Baysox would only get 1 more runner into scoring position over the course of the day. Jensen Elliott did run into a little bit of an issue in the sixth inning when he gave up leadoff single and then an infield single. Overall, runners at first and third with 1 out. 3 total base runners in the frame, but none of them came across to score. And in the 7th inning, the Baysox defense came out again. The last half inning on defense, this pitch grounded over to the left side. Diving grab by Henderson. He uprights. He fires. He got him. Oh, what a play by Henderson. Every single inch of that 6-2 frame to take away a base hit from Sharp. Henderson opened up the inning with that stellar dive. It kicked up plenty of dust as that ball was pretty much ticketed for center field, but Henderson made sure it didn't get anywhere. But unfortunately, that would be the last highlight for either side as Bowie would turn to Tyler Birch for the 8th inning. He picked up a couple of strikeouts in a scoreless frame. And while the Baysox did get a leadoff double from Henderson in the 9th, that rally was still squashed as he was left stranded at third with Ofredi Gomez finishing it out with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. So there's your final. Bowie scores 2 runs on 7 hits with no errors. They left on 12. Reading scores 6 runs on 6 hits with 3 of those hits and all 6 of those runs coming in just the first inning. They had no errors. They only left on 3. Winning pitcher is Mike Adams. He was the most effective reliever for the Fightins. He moves to 3-0. Griffin McClarty takes the loss. He falls to 0-1. No save as the game was played in 2 hours and 31 minutes in front of a paid attendance at First Energy Stadium of 7,510. With the loss, Bowie falls to 12-14. They miss out on getting back to 500. Their brief 2-game winning streak is snapped, and they're now 4-8 on the road. With the win, Reading moves to 12-16 on the year, and they're surging right now. A 4-game winning streak at the moment, but they're still a very far stone's throw from the top spot in the Northeast Division. That's Somerset. Reading is now 3-7 when playing in front of the home crowd here at First Energy Stadium. Two sides meet again tomorrow at 6:45 for the first pitch of Game 2. It'll be Ryan Watson to go against Adam Leverett for Reading. We'll tell you more about that matchup in a little bit, but we step aside right now on Baysox postgame. When we come back, we walk you through the rest of the Eastern League and the Orioles organization as a whole. See how the rest of the circuit is doing. Again, Bowie falls this afternoon to Reading 6-2. We'll be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox postgame.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Well, it may be on Sunday, May 29th, but get ready for the Baysox first Catter Day at Prince George's Stadium. Everyone's heard of Bark in the Park, but now you can bring your kitty out for a relaxing afternoon of ball. And if you get here early enough, you can pick up a free Baysox Catter Day t-shirt, courtesy of the City of Bowie. You can get your tickets now for the first ever Catter Day at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Back one final time in Reading as we continue with Baysox postgame. Bowie falling today 6-2 in the opener of this 6-game series. Matt Sabatis with you from First Energy Stadium as we take this opportunity to cruise quickly around the Eastern League and the Orioles organization as a whole. Only one other game in action so far this afternoon. Binghamton and New Hampshire are about to wrap up their own 11 a.m. affair. Binghamton holding on to a 2-0 lead. They've got one out. Oh, just ruined it. Rafael Antigua singled on a ground ball to left field to score the first run of the game for New Hampshire. Tying run is now aboard with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, so we'll see how that one fares out over at Delta Dental Stadium. Other games set to go in the Eastern League today. You've got Altoona hosting Somerset at 6 o'clock. Harrisburg and Richmond will go toe-to-toe. That'll be a serious series at FNB Field. 2 of the top 3 teams in the league separated by just 1.5 games. Richmond above everyone in the Southwest Division. Erie visits Akron at Canal Park, a 6:35 affair there. That's one of the closest trips in the entire league. Portland and Hartford will get going at 7:05 out at Dunkin' Donuts Park. One other game final in the Orioles organization. Delmarva hosted an 11 a.m. start against Salem. That's the Red Sox affiliate down in Low A. And it was a quick one. Only 8 combined hits in the game as Delmarva only had 2 of them, and they had nothing. It was Salem's only run, a solo home run from Ezekiel Paulino. And is that his name? I think that's his name. Who do we got here? Is it Eduardo? Edison. I thought of 3 different players before I got to the wrong player. Edinson Paulino had a solo home run for the only run of the game. Salem wins 1-0. 2 games later today, it's DL Hall's first start with Norfolk, his AAA debut later tonight. 6:35 first pitch at Harbor Park as the Tides host the Memphis Redbirds, AAA affiliate of the Cardinals. Hudson Valley, that's the Yankees affiliate now. They're the High A squad hosting the Aberdeen Ironbirds. That's going to be a fun battle. Hudson Valley 14-12 on the year. They're a very speedy team from what I've read. They lead all of minor league baseball in stolen bases. I think they're already up around 60. For reference, Bowie is 22. So that should be a fun series. 7:05 first pitch for that one. But again, the score that we always watch the most on this production is that of the Baysox. And today, well, they didn't have a good one. 6-2, Bowie falls this afternoon to open up this 6-game series with Reading. We're back at it tomorrow for Game 2 of this set, a 6:45 first pitch, which means a 6:25 DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Ryan Watson will get the start for Bowie. Adam Leverett will start for Reading. Leverett 1-4, a 6.17 ERA. Watson 2-0. A 2.41 mark on the mound this season. Again, that's 6:25, and we go live with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. But for now, this is Matt Sabata saying so long and thanks for stopping by as Bowie falls this afternoon to Reading 6-2. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.